put the other body over there. Oh, hello. Welcome back to the show. We weren't here last week because my father and I have been busy throwing sinners on the fire. And there's nothing better than warming my hands over the visceral fat burning from you sinners. So we're back today, Jimmy and Tyler and myself, to listen to your confessions and see who else I can throw under this fire. And listen to you scream as you burn in hell. And I sit here watching, laughing with glee. Oh, the smell of flesh. God. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Step into the box. Tell Jimmy and Lee your sins.
Oh man, that was good.
The smell of the flesh burning, it does something to me.
That was a well-timed intro there.
Can you guys see me?
It's almost like bacon. It's like bacon. Yes, we can hear you, Jimmy.
Even
down here.
Before we start the show, I had a present given to me by the Pope in the Vatican. He actually came downstairs and gave it to me personally.
Came being the operative word in this story.
Yeah. He came down the stairs to come visit me in my chamber.
You have to remember. I see all, Jimmy. I know how you got that.
I know. But that's between us, though. So anyway, he came down the stairs, and he had a little box, and he said, "James, I want to offer this present to you because of the wonderful job that Lee, Tyler, and yourself are doing on the confessional shows. You're getting the message out there to the people to do the right thing, so they don't sin and end up on the flames that Lee looks over." And lo and behold, look at this beautiful wine glass at the Vatican.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, huh?
Do you know how that was made, Jimmy?
And it was blessed.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how that was made. Do you know how the blue got into that, Jimmy?
I'm afraid to ask, but go ahead.
It's actually a nice story. It's a nice story.
Oh.
It's like from, when families are murdered or killed tragically in an accident. What I do is, as their child or someone is being lowered into the ground, that little sinner, as he's coming to me.
Little sinner.
I send up one of my little demonic angels, and I collect the tears.
Hey, I'm
of
sorry
the
for
parents.
laughing. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah,
keep going.
This is very serious, Jimmy.
I know. I'm trying not to laugh. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
As the parents are crying, over the grave of their child that was.
Yeah. Is this
burnt
after they
or
throw
killed.
the dirt on him or before?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It could be a day later when they're still remembering what little Johnny could have been. Little Johnny was an asshole at 4, but they reckon he could have been a football player pro because he had a football.
Right.
Means nothing. The kid was going to be a fucking drug user, dealer, dickhead. So wow. I'm glad my father and I got him when we did, because he's going to be a menace to society. What the parents say on TV, his whole life was taken away. Johnny's life was going to be shit to begin with. So parents, shut up. So as they were crying, I sent up my little demonic angel to collect their tears of sorrow. And then we take those tears, they have a little blue tint to them, and we blow that into the glass that your finger's been shaped into. So as you're drinking from that nice glass, that is formed from the tears of miserable parents who have lost their loving children.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Well, I feel
and there it is, everyone.
Look at that.
I feel a whole lot better now drinking from this.
Does it taste like a little bit? Does it taste a little bit salty from the tears, the wine a little bit?
Yeah, it does. It actually smells a little salty.
But look at it this way. Look at it this way. The reason we give you that with the tears there, because as you're drinking your wine, a little bit of their tears is going into your body, and you being a religious man, you're somewhat saving their child's soul as it's down here in hell. You're somewhat giving that soul help that maybe one day I'll let him out of the furnace.
So, he's just perpetually in a furnace.
I have a question, Lee.
Yes.
I know. I love you dearly.
Do I need to read from Leviticus, verse 3?
No, we'll touch on that. We'll touch on that later.
Okay.
I know you know scriptures, and you're very, very, versed in a lot of the Bible. Mm-hmm. You have. Even
though I was called an atheist on another program, which I shall take very, very.
Yes, you were, and that wasn't right because how does this person know you're atheist when you know scriptures back and forth?
Come on, have you heard him on this show?
That's what I'm going to say. Has you listened to me? Does he know how in tune I am with the Lord? How could you dare call me an atheist? For me to get up at this hour of the morning in Australia when it's dark out, raining, and preach the word of the Lord, how could you dare call me an atheist?
So I want to explain to the fans what's going on here. Okay, so we are priests.
Explain the cloth to them, please.
I am. So we are.
Is it 1,000 thread cloth or 2,000 thread?
Yeah. Is it Egyptian?
It goes way back. It does. So I don't know how many thousands of years, but anyway.
Oh, just a thread. Okay.
Make a long story short, I want to explain the story. So
explain.
Lee and I represent the cloth, man of faith. And Tyler, he'll try to straighten us out sometimes. He'll try to straighten us out. There has to be a mediator between us because we can get a little out of control sometimes. But the bottom line is that we are both men of cloth. We both have faith in God and Jesus Christ. But Lee is more on the side of the punishment end. So he is a priest and he is ordained, and we're going to prove that in a minute. But he likes the punishment part, and I can't blame him because people do sin and do horrible things, and Lee takes it to heart, and he likes to implement different torture techniques and scenarios of people being paying for their sins. So I just want to explain that to you. He's not the devil. He's just a priest, a warrior of God is what he is.
Yes, I work in mysterious ways. If you want to equate what I do, equate it to that movie Saw, where people do bad things. And then I come along, I take that person and I put them in a bad situation where you can either get out of it or you would die. You can cut off your wrist or cut off whatever to get out of it to atone for your sin. If you don't, you will die. So I'm giving you a choice on show me how much you want to live. Show me that you have that in you to do something bad to yourself like you did. No, I just want to see them do something bad to them. If they can hurt somebody else and cause pain in someone else's life, I take them and put them in a situation where they either got a choice: cause pain to yourself by ripping out your eyeball, cutting off a limb, killing another person who's also done something bad, or come to hell. If you cut off your limb and that, you are forgiven, you are set free. But if you can't do that, then welcome. I'll throw you on the barbecue.
So on that note, could we actually show proof that you're ordained, Lee, while we're on?
I actually found this. I went looking for it. It came with the golden seal from the Vatican.
Wow.
The dove.
I can tell.
The dove
now, this
of peace.
Is real stuff, people. This is not made up stuff. This is real stuff here.
It is. It is real stuff.
I know it is.
And I've already. I might have to turn the light on.
Excuse me, Lee. I just want people to know that when you say things, and sometimes they're harsh, you are actually an ordained priest. They should be a little worried. They should be a little worried because it's coming from.
They should be very worried.
It's especially when people call you atheist and all of that. They should worry about that a little bit.
Let's start with this here. Let's start with this with the seal here.
Go ahead.
A beautiful seal inside, even official stamp. Now, this one here says, if I got my glasses, Lee Andrew McCutcheon has requested this letter in good standings. We acknowledge that their ordination is in good standing with the Universal Life Church Ministry, and we grant them the authority to perform the sacrament of marriage. The minister's credentials of ministry have no expiration date and have been verified this day. Please direct any further needs to our headquarters and that. And there it is signed. So, Tyler, I can marry you.
Wow.
And here we actually have, I've got to frame it with the gold seal, the thing here. Credentials of ministry. Lee Andrew McCutcheon, that the bearer herefore has been ordained on this day, the 19th of October, the year 2019, and is officially recognized as a member of the Universal Life Church and has all the rights and privileges to perform all duties of the ministry.
Wow.
Look at that.
It's funny why you were
in my little thing here. Look,
oh,
I've requested a few. I actually have a marriage certificate where your name and your fiance's name can go.
Yeah.
If you don't like that one, I have this beautiful marriage certificate.
Might go for that one.
And in my package too, I can perform baptisms and funerals. But it actually works out good. I have 2 marriage certificates here. So Tyler and Dave, when you're ready again, I can take care of you.
There you go. It's funny enough. While you were explaining, I had my mic on mute, but fiance passed through, and she joked. She said maybe he could marry us. And I was like, he was just suggesting the same thing. And
I also found this. This is just to show I'm not totally nuts. I probably could have got a better score. Had to go do an IQ test. My wife said, I want to see if you're on the spectrum. She thinks I'm off the spectrum or on the spectrum. I don't know. So I said,
I don't think it'll
I said, this test takes 40 minutes. I went, okay. So I go in, sit down, and they start giving you puzzles, like work out the puzzle. What one should go this way, that way. Then they give you numbers. Then they give you this. And you know what? After 8 minutes, I come out. She goes, you finished? I said, look, it said 40 minutes. I got bored. So I did it in 8, just tick, tick. Yeah, that looks good. And I scored 122 on the IQ test. And on some of these here, I'm in the top 8%. Now, this should be more scary to me being a minister that I'm in the top 8% of a lot of these tests.
So not only you're super intelligent, you're an
in
ordained
assessment,
priest.
Yeah, in assessment and analysis, I'm in the top 8%. In pattern recognition, top 8%. Visual perception, top 8%. Analytical thinking, top 8%. So people, as you know, most serial killers are very smart people. The smart ones, how do you think we get away with it for so long?
Especially the serial ones.
Yes. The ones that like Fruit Loops and Cocoa Pops.
The body of Christ, Jimmy. Well,
and I want you to know.
The blood of Christ. The blood of Christ.
I'm eating Greek olives
That's
with wine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The blood of Christ or Miller Lite.
So there you go, people. Okay, you're dealing with men of cloth, an ordained priest himself who has super high intelligence. So this is not a BS show. This show has quality, value, and it's concrete. So
like some of the other shows on RX have people on there who pretend they're bodybuilders. I'm not pretending I'm a minister. I am one.
This is truly.
And this is why Jimmy probably sits there sometimes dumbfounded when I'm joking. And as I'm joking, I spurt something out from the Bible, and Jimmy's probably like, how the fuck does Lee know that from the Bible?
Well, I've actually mentioned it on the show. I said, Lee, I'm shocked. You're very well versed in scripture, So it is. It's kind of pleasurable, pleasing that you have that knowledge.
You must know thy enemy, I say.
I am honored to share a screen with you and Tyler.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tyler's very knowledgeable in many things, and you're very intelligent and ordained, and I'm just a bull.
Go like this, Tyler. Go like that. That was you. I did see you on the Columbia campus with a mask on, you little bastard.
Oh,
I knew it was you. Free Palestine, free Palestine. There's people like, free Palestine. They're all mine. I'm taking all their souls. Thank you.
Yeah, that's another whole story.
It is. We're no storytellers. We're priests.
That's okay. I love anarchy. Keep it going, people. Keep it going.
Well, there's going to be plenty of that coming in the near future. I'd say within the next 6 months. And guess what, people? My fans worldwide, I'm coming spreading joy and happiness on the 14th. That's like next week, next Tuesday. This beautiful face, you shall see me in Moscow, bringing peace talks. I'll be in Moscow for a week from the 14th to the 21st.
Be in Russia?
I look forward to seeing you all there. Yes, I shall be in Russia.
You're going to Moscow?
Yes, bringing peace.
They have a Vatican there too, Tyler.
I'm bringing peace, Tyler, to the... Yes.
Is this a bit, or are you really traveling to Russia?
I'm really traveling to Russia. The tickets booked.
He's going to meet the Kremlin.
I'm even going business class. You know how much it costs business class? I looked at the ticket, $12,000.
Jesus.
From the 14th to the 21st. Yes. And then you're going to be surprised. I'll be there from the 14th to the 21st. On the 22nd, there'll be a ceasefire and peace talks. You're welcome.
You going to sort it out?
I am.
All right. Cool.
Lee, I have to say, you can't put a price on your presence.
I know.
So the money of the flight means nothing.
I just want to make another. I just want to make
compared
another
to your
public
presence
service
in
announcement.
Moscow.
I just want to make another public service announcement. I'm a washed-up bodybuilder. I haven't competed for a long time, so you might look at my Instagram and see I have lots of followers. If I'm taken hostage, I'm not worth that much ransom. So you're wasting your time taking me hostage while I'm there.
Good. Good call.
They will pay you to keep me. They will not pay you to give me back.
I think when he goes to Russia, there's going to be like epic natural disasters. I think there'll be earthquakes, tornadoes, because Lee's presence is in Russia. It's going to take on a whole new form.
And be like
Russia will never be the same. So anyway, I think that it's a great thing you're going to Moscow. I think it's going to be a great experience.
Thank
and
you.
I think the people in Moscow, when they greet you and meet you, their lives will never be the same after that. That's coming from my heart. Because
and if I do get captured, not the fingernails. I don't like fingernail torture. That hurts. Anything
if you
else,
get captured, I'll be on the next plane. I'll be
burning me or something like that. Or you can burn me or do other stuff, but the fingernails is very sensitive. I've had stuff under my fingernails before. Maybe I shouldn't say that now because they'll go for the fingernails, won't they? I shouldn't have said that. Lee, I love the fingernails.
We're all going to die. I'd rather die doing something with purpose. Me coming out to Russia to rescue you would be.
I was just saying, man, as soon as Jimmy said that, I saw the fucking awesome action movie of Jimmy the Bull going, I guess I got to do this myself.
Yeah. It'd be like the Expendables. It'd be like the Expendables, but just.
Well, the current administration is not going to do that to help Lee out.
It's like the new
Jimmy, I know we fight and argue with him, but due to his past history of cartels, you might need to bring Larry.
Yes, true.
Fair.
Because he has the experience. So we need an experienced.
Experience is everything.
Right. Exactly.
You can get in, but Larry will be the guy to get us out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hopefully,
yes,
he'll be there for us to help us escape at the proper moment.
Yes.
So I wanted to also pass by you, Lee. You remember that movie Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks? Was it Tom?
Yes,
Hanks?
that was very good. Yeah.
Remember that guy that used to put the band on his arm with the spikes, and he was
and whip himself He whip
himself, and he put on his leg. He put the chain with the door collar.
He was the same actor in that movie Priest. I forget his name, but remember that movie Priest? Was that the same actor?
I think so. Yes.
Or I'm thinking of another actor, but yeah, that was good. I love those scenes where he sort of punishing himself. Yes, I like it.
So that's how I want to explain. I guess that's the best way I can explain to the fans like who you are. You're working for God, and you go to the extreme to cleanse people's souls.
I do.
Yeah.
I take the pain. I absorb the pain so they don't have to.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I wanted to explain that to the people because maybe they don't understand. Like they might think you're nuts, you're crazy, but you're not. You're that guy.
I am.
Well, we know that too, but on the other side of the coin, we know you're that guy that ties that metal thing around his leg and his arm, and he whips himself, and he
ties that shoelace around my shoulder into the coffee table.
He's going to carry out his, he's going to carry out his mission, for God, and that is you. So I just want to explain to the people, don't get nervous, don't get scared. That's who Lee is, So
we've lost Tyler. Did he get taken into rapture there?
He might have. Yeah, he might have fell off the chair, and he's actually, praising the Lord right now for forgiveness.
You ever noticed since he got noticed ever since he got engaged, he just disappears every now and then?
As long as we're still recording.
Yeah, we're still recording, but ever since he got engaged, he's under the thumb now. She's yelling out to him, "Come here, come do this, come do that." He had to go wash it.
Lee, let's share with the people what's going to happen after you come back from Moscow. What's the dates on that Moscow trip?
The 14th to the 21st of June.
Okay. Now, so you're not going to make Nashville because that's June 8th.
Yes. No, I mean May. May. I'm sorry, I'm a month ahead, Jimmy. 14th and the 21st of May.
Oh, okay.
May.
So
I'm already a month ahead, Jimmy. I'm so busy doing the Lord's work, I can't keep up with the calendar.
I totally understand. So in June 8th, are you going to Nashville?
Yes. June 7th, I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee at an expo there for S-Force watches. They're called S-Force, Cineforce, S for Cine. And then
now that's a
we
fitness
shall go on.
expo, correct?
Yes. And then I shall be leaving there after a couple of days and heading to Boise, Idaho, where Jim Reapers, you like that name, Reapers, the Grim, yes. I'll be there for probably 5 days doing content for them because I signed a contract with them. I signed my blood on the dotted line for Jim Reapers.
That's okay.
So I'll probably be there to the 15th. And then on the 16th, yours truly will be traveling back early to Alabama because I got to get in early. I got to get all the linen ready and nail some crosses together for our big get together in Alabama, so.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who's going to be in Alabama with you?
Let me tell you, Jimmy, it's going to be an all-star cast from the bowels of hell. Yours truly, people, that is correct. Jimmy the Bull will be in Alabama on the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. And people are saying right now, Jimmy's not going. Let me tell you, I've had word from the Lord Almighty himself. His ticket is already booked, people. So Jimmy is confirmed. And now who else is you going, you may ask? Who else is going? I'm glad you asked. Dave Palumbo shall be there. Palumbo himself. What? Yes.
That's crazy.
Who else?
Keep going, Lee.
Who else do you ask, Tyler? Who else?
There's more. Keep going.
Sid himself, the voice, the real voice of bodybuilding, comparing, and the RX show will be there.
Wine. I'm excited about this.
What's that? You say who else?
I'm listening.
Who else you say?
Who else?
You asking who else, Tyler?
Who else could it be?
Greg Valentino.
Oh my God, Greg's gonna
also, and his girlfriend Lucia will be there.
Which is short for Lucifer, but we're not going to say anything about that right now.
Yeah. She's like my right hand person. My right hand person.
We love her though, but yes.
And then as I was on RX yesterday with Dave, we had a guest pop on. We had a guest pop on the show. The show's been posted now, and the guest who popped on, they had a little bit of turbulence between the two, but I was there to squash it down. And who else is going to be there? I hear turning up. Joe Zapata will be showing up just as a person to watch what's going on, keep things on the straight and narrow. And I actually had Dave. He's going to do a transformation diet for Joe. So, and we never know who else could turn up. There are rumblings. Mr. G could turn up, but that's not confirmed. But confirmed is Jimmy, Dave, Sid, Greg, and myself. Will be and Mr. I've heard. I haven't been confirmed though, but yes, it's probably 90% confirmed. Mr. Romano will be there also.
Yes.
So, if you want to see the crazies, you got to say this quietly so we don't upset people. Like the original people from RX.
Is that a UFO landing in somebody's backyard?
I'm so sorry.
Pay no attention to that.
That was bad.
Pay no attention to that. Hey, go change.
I like that.
Look. You got to keep that dildo charged up, Tyler. Come on now.
So Lee, let me get this straight.
Yes.
It's going to be yourself.
Yes.
Myself.
Yes.
Dave Palumbo.
Just go back to you and me. Do we need anyone else, really?
Not really, but
okay,
we're
carry on.
Add them on. We're gonna just gonna add them on. Greg Valentino.
Yes.
Most likely John Romano. Mr. G possibly.
Yes.
Greg Valentino's fiance, Lucia.
Yes.
All at Alabama at the same time.
Yes. And this is a rare occasion because, as you know, Jimmy's always busy with work and Greg hates flying, and so does Jimmy. So to see this once in a lifetime thing, this is like they talk about the comets that come every so often. Seeing all of us together is almost like if you went on a holiday and in one day you saw Bigfoot, a UFO, and Loch Ness, this is what it's going to be comparable to. Seeing everything on the same day. All Tyler, are you?
I'm tempted.
There's been talks that you might even turn up to this.
Well, yeah, you're 5 hours away from here to Alabama.
I heard that, Tyler.
But I didn't want to throw you under the bus yet because now you're engaged. You're under the thumb. You got to get permission. Like a couple of months ago, you would have said I'm there, but now you got to ask, can you come? So I just didn't know.
Yeah, no.
I heard that Tyler might come. I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, I might just do that because it's like you said, that's Sasquatch, Nessie.
I know this is like a once in a lifetime type thing, and imagine the footage and stuff we can get from this whole 3 days together.
I have to confess,
I've never met Sid in person yet.
You know, Tyler, Dave.
I've met Jimmy. I haven't met you yet in person either, Lee.
So Dave
you know what they say, don't meet your heroes.
So can I say this? Dave said it perfectly when I was talking to him the other day because I wasn't sure if I was going. And he was like, you got to go. You're kidding me. Come on. We're all going to be there. You know, I was like the last one to confirm, right? Except for you, Tyler.
Right.
But
still confirmed.
So Dave said, he goes, you got to come. And I was like, yeah, I know. He goes, Lee's coming. I said, I know Lee's coming. I have to go. So he goes, this is going to be like an eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, when's it going to happen? When's the next time?
Is it going to happen again?
Yeah, right. And all of a sudden, like a bell went off in my head. I was like, an eclipse. I said, holy shit, he's right. An eclipse. You know, so then I
and you have to admit too, like it's a long way for me to travel, and Jimmy hates traveling, and you know we all hate getting out of our normal routine. But you have to admit that shit little bit of the airport and the people that annoy you. Once we get together, those 3 days of making memories. Those 3 days of making memories, Jimmy. Look, we're still thinking about the great time we had in LA, and that was like 2.5 years ago.
I can't believe.
So imagine the memories we can make here in Alabama that are going to go on for a lifetime. The videos.
Are you telling me LA was
once we're dead and gone? Once we're dead and gone, these videos are going to live on in infamy.
That was 2.5 years ago already.
Almost, was it?
Maybe 2 years, almost 2 years.
I thought it was 2 years. Like last time it went by, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was almost. Yeah, I think it's 2 years. Wow, I can't believe how fast that went. And we had a blast, man. I was like,
I know, and it seems like only yesterday. So imagine the group of us together for 3 whole days in Alabama, just causing chaos, and the footage we're going to get, like, going to be, like I said, if you're laying on your deathbed and you think about that, you could die a happy person. But like I said, even though it's like shitty getting to the airport, shitty going through security, once you get there, it's all worth it. That all the fun we're going to have takes all that shit away.
Yeah, you know why? Because after you go on the plane and you get, I got a layover, so I got to do that in Georgia. But you know what?
Well, for you, Jimmy, I'm going from Australia. To Dallas, to Tennessee, to Boise, Idaho, back to Alabama. I feel you, Jimmy.
Yeah, you can't even.
That's a lot of travel. Anymore. I can't complain. I can't throw.
But you know what?
My stuff
we'll probably die of laughter in Alabama, but what a way to go!
I tell you, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. You know, we're going to have a lot of fun with all of us together. John Romano, Dave, George, me, you.
I've already nailed the crosses together to burn for our s'mores.
Oh my God! Well, it is Alabama.
What?
I heard the promoters are making up. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say it because I don't know if I should give away what's going on. But anyway, it's going to be a great time. The fans are going to love it.
It's going to be big. So if you go to my Instagram page, and I think Jimmy might have it too, the contest is on there. What the contest is and the date and the times. Yes. I'll keep putting it up in my story and I'll keep posting on my page. Yes. So don't forget, it's going to be a once in a lifetime experience,
Yeah, because we don't even know if we listen. This is truly a one-time event because we don't know if we could all get together again like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
and God forbid something happens.
We do right, exactly. Listen, we do the show. Via Skype, everybody from different places, that's cool, but to be actually physically there together in one place, all of us, is definitely like
that's when the magic happens. Event. That's when the magic happens, isn't it, Jimmy? When we're in the same room and talking, that's when the magic.
Oh, forget it.
Well, fingers crossed I'm going to Russia first. Fingers crossed I'll be in Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, all of us sitting at a long table, you know, signing people's autographs.
Like the Last Supper. Like the Last Supper.
Like the Last Supper. All of us stretched out along a table, you know.
We should do a photo like that. We should do a photo like that of the Last Supper table with all of us sitting.
We could. Tyler could make that happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're all at the table. You know, yourself, Dave, me, Lee, Greg Valentino, John Romano, George, all, you know, Tyler, hopefully, you know, all of us stretched out on this table, answering questions, laughing, ranking on each other, busting each other's balls. And, you know, it's going to be a really, really good time, man. Really good time. It's going to be, I definitely think it's going to be like you said. So definitely for us, it's a once in a lifetime event that we'll all be together like that again, you know. So whoever's in that area, like Lee said, look on his Instagram, see the poster of it. I think I have it on my Instagram also.
Yeah.
And try to make it there if you can. You know, if you live like a state over or two, who cares? You know, Tyler, he could drive. He's from Florida. He could drive there.
True.
So you know, if he can do it, other people can do it too. And we'll make it a massive event. You know, something memorable. Like this will be something that people could talk about for years to come. Say, you know,
even the haters, the ones that write hate online, we know you love us, and in person you're going to be nice. And to see us live, this is like going to see a rock concert of stars. You know, we might be like the Stones and that old and washed up. We should have retired a long time ago, but it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be like Wayne Newton and Engelbert Humperdinck and Barry Manilow still going at it. Still going at it.
Damn.
But the thing is, Lee, that we have the history behind us. So
yes,
we might be older and washed up.
But, well, some of us are that old we can't remember the history, but we'll be there.
So even though, yes, we are older, I'm definitely not the physical person I was 10, 20 years ago. But you know what? We carry a lot of history, a lot of knowledge. And we've done these podcasts for years with many different people and ourselves. So, you know, I think we have a lot of knowledge and experience and stories to share with people. So if they come to the event, now you can actually meet us in person, you know, and take pictures with us. And
we'll answer anything. We'll answer any question you have, anything at all. We'll talk about anything.
And I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know, maybe we could do a confession show from Alabama, Lee. I'm just throwing it out there because I'll be there Friday afternoon.
And if Tyler's there, we can go down to the local church dressed like this and do it live from the
just do the whole thing like usual.
We'll find the graveyard somewhere.
I'm thinking that, you know, maybe Tyler, it's possible that we could do a confessional show in Alabama.
That would be a hell of a thing. That'd be hilarious. And just to do it like out in a field or some shit, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. I think we could do it. You know?
All right. I'll see what I can do.
You know, I think it would be cool, like if me and Lee were in the field and we started like a fire pit and we had two chairs going.
That was walking through the field like the end of Gladiator, dragging our hand across the wheat as we walk through.
Yeah.
God.
And then we'll wait for nightfall, and then we'll light the fire. And me and Lee have
then around the fire, you'll see my friends dressed in their nice white robes.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
And I'm out.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I would normally have
Halloween. It's Halloween, Tyler. They like to dress as Casper. Casper's his favorite cartoon show. What do you got to go there for? They're dressed as ghosts. They're ghosts, Tyler. What are you thinking?
You're all going to dress up as ghosts in the middle of Alabama.
Friendly ghosts. Friendly ghosts.
Yeah, right.
I think we should probably do away with that in Alabama. I think we should do the confession show. And
why you got to look at the negative?
I'm not looking at the negative. I'm looking at like to save our lives. You know, if we're going to put on, you know, white rose with the cone.
It could be the Casper's cartoon 30th anniversary. People get over it.
Okay.
Man, my friend had like a Jeepers Creepers scenario almost happen to him in Alabama. He was like driving through Alabama at like 4 a.m. and these good old boys in like a giant lifted Jeep like came up next to him and just like stared him down. And he's like, I could see the guy up against the glass staring at me.
Scary.
And then they were tailgating him for like a while. And he was like, I was like ready to piss my pants. Like he was waiting for him to try to ram him off the road or something.
In those areas like that, it's weird, isn't it? Because I've seen, you know, they take you back. If like, remember true story, sadly, of Mississippi burning when they did that to those guys when they were driving somewhere and they're up behind them, tailgating them, run them off the road and kill them.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, good movie, actually. You can just do that to people. If you get up behind them in a big truck, flashing your lights and tailgating them and shit, that normally the person being tailgated is the one that fucks up. They get that scared, they drive fast, lose control.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, were you talking about the movie? What movie were we talking about, Tyler?
Mississippi Burning.
I saw the movie Jeepers Creepers when that old truck was following him.
Yeah.
I remember he was,
that's what like that too.
He was behind him, like beeping the horn, beep, beep, and they were like, "What's wrong with him?"
Think
What's the actor's name? Dustin Long, a great actor.
It's incidentally, speaking of movies where this shit happens, have you guys heard of this one? Blood Salvage.
No.
It's about this creepy ass guy and his
What's he got a drill? Has he got a drill?
Yeah, it's like a power drill. They ram cars off the road and then they take the people out of the cars and they like harvest their blood, for money and stuff.
Wow.
Oh, I like it. It's a good family movie.
Yeah, a good summer feel.
Was that a VHS tape there, Tom?
Yeah, as a VHS. I rented it from my local, VHS store, Cap City Video Lounge.
I didn't even know they had those stores around anymore.
They don't have many, man, but they got some amazing ones left.
Wow.
Yeah,
so that's like the movie The Hills Have Eyes, right?
More or less.
Wrong Turn.
It's pretty messed up, but it was a fun time.
A bunch of hybrid inbreds that lived in the mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn was good. What about Wrong Turn? That was a good one.
That was another one. Wrong Turn was great. I love that movie too. Yeah.
And that guy.
And you know what? I love about those movies. It's always like the hot chick. She survives.
Yeah.
Well, you got it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, first the inbreds sort of take advantage of it.
The Hills Have Eyes went too far with the remake. It was like, Jesus, we get it. You're getting a little gratuitous. But anyway, speaking of effed up and fun.
Hold on. Even Chainsaw Massacre, they had a hot broad in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's classic. Yeah. We got some juicy, very fun new confessions. Well, I say fun, but entertaining. They need some advice from some fatherly figures for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Some priestly figures, I should say.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
We're the guys to tell it about. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before I forget, let me just switch to, and we're in the booth. This is a true story. This is I want to start off with a banger here. You listening, Jimmy? You just getting your wine?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm getting a little something to munch on while we're talking.
How's the background music? Is it perfect level?
I love it.
Beautiful.
This is a true story. One time I was fooling around with my girlfriend when I was 19. She was 18. All right, young love here. Anyways, I was going down on the old cannoli there and doing some other stuff at the same time with his hands. She ended up squirting all over my hands and my face. We heard a knock at the door. It was her dad. And mind you, I hadn't met him yet. We started. This is a good one for Lee. He's gonna love this one. I hear what he does. I can tell.
Did he shake his hand with the juice on it?
We started freaking out, and she was saying, "We'll be out in a sec." She ended up going straight to the shower. I'm sure that wasn't awkward at all. Just like barreled past him, and I had a shower. Struck, and then I was stuck having to meet this man for the first time alone with the mixture of piss and cannoli juice all over my face and hand. I wiped my face and hand as best I could on the sheets and went out, shook hands, had a cigarette and a coffee with the man, and come out to find the guy actually liked him. Guess he wouldn't have known if I shook his hand with the juice of his. Oh God! Wow. Anyways, love you guys. Keep the show coming.
Hey, that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful.
Really? Yeah, I loved reading it.
It's a beautiful family story, and what I like about that is, as nervous as this boy was, that he just did it with his daughter, and he got the juices, and he got the squirty juice over his hand, and he went and he shook the father's hand, and then his father and him went out and had a smoke together. The father knew what was going on.
That's wild.
You know, the father wasn't upset because that father too has had his daughter's juice squirted all over his face and over his hand. That's why they shared. That is why they shared a cigarette, because the father was outside the door listening, and the father was like living vicariously through the boyfriend. That's why they shared a cigarette together, because while they were in there doing that, the father let it go on. The father was out there stroking his cannoli outside the door, pretending it was him. But, you know, the father likes to share. So he shared his daughter. And once the father blew his load outside the door and the kid was finished.
Blew his load outside the door?
They shared a cigarette together. I think
gotta
that's
open
a
the
beautiful,
window, man. It's getting too hot here.
that is a beautiful family bonding story. Do not feel bad. I've never heard such a beautiful bonding story in my life. Beautiful. I love it. Well done. Well done. Beautiful.
Lee, there's only one you.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
Jimmy, what do you think?
So, what do I think? I have a similar story.
Oh.
So I totally understand this man. I was living in Florida. I was just got out of the Marine Corps. I was 22 years old, and I was living with my girlfriend and her family at that time. And this girl, I'm not going to talk ill of her. She passed away recently. We had a lot of sex, me and her, a lot of sex. I mean, I've talked about it on After Hours. We've been in horse trails, horse stables. I mean, I've done it. Go ahead, Lee.
She was just saying hello to you, Jimmy. She's down here with me.
Oh, okay. I hope she's not there, but if she is, I'll probably end up.
Jimmy, she dated you, Jimmy. Trust me. She went out with you. Trust me, she's here. Okay.
Yeah. I did.
We have channeled a line to the other side tonight. First for a confessional episode.
Yes.
I mean, she has daughters, and I don't want to. I'm really not talking bad about her, but anyway, just one story. We were with each other one night in the room. I was staying with the family, you know, and you know, we used to go shopping for vegetables, you know, cucumbers, zucchinis, and stuff like that. You know? And you know, we used them as sexual apparatuses, you know. So I found this beautiful cucumber, you know. And
nice and fresh.
It was fresh, right? It was fucking nice. It's about a good maybe 13, 14 inches long by about an inch and a half diameter. It was nice cucumber. Yeah. So I ended up, you know, with each other. You know, she was going down on me. I was the cucumber bag, you know. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how the cucumber.
Mr. Priest.
Yeah, Lee, calm down. So anyway, the cucumber ended up on the dresser by her door. I don't know how it got on the dresser, but it ended up on the dresser, and we fell asleep. And the next morning, the father knocked on the door, and he came in the room. I had no idea. I forgot the cucumber on the table there. You know, God. He walks in and he goes, hi. He goes, good morning. He says, breakfast is ready. You know, if you guys want to come down, we got some bacon and eggs. And then he saw the cucumber on the counter, and he picks it up, you know, and he goes, oh, cucumber. You know, he was just holding it like that, you know, and I was like, I was turning like colors. I'm like, oh my God, he knows I was fucking his daughter with a cucumber. Oh my God, I was mortified, you know, and he put the cucumber down. He never said anything about it after that, but he went inside. I was like, oh my God, you know, so I totally understand the guy's story, and there's nothing wrong in what he did. It was an embarrassing moment, and I liked my girlfriend's father too at that time. I got along with him very well, and so I totally understand. He didn't do anything wrong. I think it was a great story. I related to it 100% when Tyler was reading it, and don't worry about it. You're okay. He's cool. And probably the father respects you even more now because, you know, you continued the relationship with him and didn't say anything about it. So you're all right, brother. You're all right.
That is a nice story, but mine was more truthful and to the point. And then Jimmy left out the bit later that day at lunchtime. They were having cucumber sandwiches in Florida. And they're like, it's weird. We've got cucumber on the sandwich, but it tastes like cucumber and tuna, but there's no tuna on this bread.
I'm not sure, but I think later on we threw the cucumber in the refrigerator, and with dinner that night, the mother made a salad. I cut that cucumber.
Hey, that's beautiful. That's like eating the placenta after a birth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's that. But yeah, I guess you could look at it that way.
I'm all for I'm taking my side where the father was listening, because the father did the same thing to his daughter. That's why he congratulated the boyfriend, shook hands. The boy physically had sex. The father outside listening masturbated, and they had a cigarette together at the end.
Oh my God, Lee.
Amazing. Okay.
So there's your two different sides of the story.
Yeah.
There's how Jimmy's brain works, and there's how my brain works.
Well, I got to say, I do have sinister stories myself, but that particular story I did relate to with the cucumber incident. So I relate to that story.
Okay. Relatable. We failed to mention even yet, we have like a bombshell new confession from one of our female viewers. That's going to be, I think,
a bombshell.
By that I mean like it's a very.
I forgot too. I read it, and I forgot to tell you. I can't remember what it is now. He'll have to write to me again if you're watching. I forget his name. Remember the one that had the trans girlfriend in jail or something?
Oh yeah.
Something happened where she got out or something, and things just haven't worked out, or so. It's gone to hell. Whatever's happened. Because remember they wanted to come on the show and discuss the relationship. Something's happened in paradise. Something's happened in paradise. I can't remember. I'll have to.
You got that in mind for next episode. Yeah, I forgot.
I remember that. I remember that story, Lee. The guy
was,
his
Trouble in Paradise. You're kidding. It seemed like they were a really stable, situation.
Yeah, but sometimes when people on the inside they write and they want company to get out and type things. So I'm not sure whether it might have just been you.
There was a lot of convincing in the paragraphs of and it's great, it's amazing, everything's fine. You wouldn't believe it. Never been happier. It's like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe she cheated on the inside. Who knows?
Maybe. But we do have quite an interesting one that I said, oh my goodness, boy, will this be a good confession. We're going to make that the headliner. But moving right along, here's our next confession. And it is, hang on one second, I have it. Porn addiction. Popular concern and problem in 2024. Hello, I'd like some advice on how to stop stroking it to porn for hours at a time. I believe they call that gooning. Instead of engaging in more intimacy and sex with my beautiful girlfriend, I find myself stroking it for hours after the gym, specifically, apparently, instead of working up the girlfriend to have sex. The fire to have sex with her has been replaced with watching other girls perform wild, zany sexual acts. Thank you to all of RxMuscle, Lee Tyler, and my favorite, Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's the end of the confession.
Yeah. Sweet. They got a problem. They're preferring crazy porn and for hours at a time over having sex with their hot girlfriend.
Hey, I've been stroking mine for 12 hours at a time before. It's fine.
That's a mega goon session.
So I have to say that confession. Listen, I always said that the imagination is greater than reality.
Yes.
So when I go in the backyard and the summer night and I'm looking at the stars.
Oh, Jimmy, preach it, brother. Preach it.
That's so wow.
that God gave us the heavens to just look at and gaze in awe. All the stars.
Do you stroke it under the stars in front of the fire, Jimmy?
I have, but that's not what I'm talking about. So now, we're viewing the stars and we say to ourselves, wow, and nobody really knows the distance or how high the sky is. I know how high it is, but I'm just going to for the other people that don't believe in the flat earth and all that. So they're looking at so even God gave us this I'm going to relate this to weightlifting a little bit. When I used to bench heavy and I did the 1,015-pound bench and all that, and people would say, Jimmy, what could you do without a spotter? Because I did the 1,015 with a spotter. I'll admit I did. And I used to tell them, listen, I'm not going to give people a real number, because once you give somebody a real number, that's the end. That's the end of it. So yes, I did over a half a ton with a spotter, just like we don't know how far the stars are. That's your imagination. I always left my bench to the imagination of people, because the controversy. He did 1,015 with a spotter. What could he do without a spotter? And And nobody has an
known Jimmy
answer.
all this time. I've known you all this time, and I'm just learning now that the universe gives you a hard on. This is like incredible breaking news.
Oh yeah, this is good stuff.
Huh.
So
the rings of Saturn, the rings of Saturn, get your juices flowing. Fuck me.
So
I'm not even going to mention. I'm not even going to mention Uranus because.
So, how I'm trying to explain is that this young gentleman is, he's with his girl, but for some reason, the fantasy and the imagination of whacking off to a porno is greater than the actual physical contact with his old lady. So I totally understand that. I get it. Don't feel bad. I'm sure your girl's a wonderful person and you make love to her and things are great, but when you're not with her and you watch those movies and you visualize yourself, whatever you're doing, the imagination is greater. It's wonderful. That's how I related to stars.
I think I just come in my mouth.
So
what the hell?
You did nothing wrong.
I just coughed up a whole heap of green phlegm. I'll be back.
That was insane. What just happened?
I don't know what Lee's doing. But anyway, so that's how that's for me, that's how I related that story. So
well, it's I get it because it's super convenient and you can like find the wildest things immediately and just conjure them up. It's like magic. But you know what else is magic? Touching a real woman, dude. Like you can't forget if you got a girlfriend. Like, can you just like get out of the goon sessions and you got to reset your mind? You got to take a break and then be like, oh wow, when she touches my penis, it's actually like pretty fucking magical too. You know what I mean?
Well, to reverse all of that, Tyler, I would say that what I would suggest to the gentleman is if he wants to continue to watch porn and grow and expand his imagination, is turn that around and use that on your woman.
Yeah. Like
next time you're with her,
they could be getting bored, so maybe you need time to spice it up and take it up a notch.
Right. So if you watch these pornos, which and so you take that all that imagination and then you bring it to your woman and you have the physical thing with your woman because of all the imagination you had and you sucked into your mind. So I think you can use it. You can use it. I would say don't get away from the physical and go to the imagination. Use the imagination and bring it to the physical. How's that, Tyler?
You can also try to watch porn together. That's a common thing with couples.
Well, that is if she's all right with that, that is definitely the way to go because now
worst case she's like and you're like okay.
So now you could combine the imagination of both and both be physical, and that's
sometimes you can't watch porn with them though because they're a fucking 2 or a 4, they're a pig, and they see you looking at a hot chick, they know they're a pig and they get jealous because
well, then that's then maybe there's a bigger problem.
And there's nothing wrong with stroking it. When I've done a little bit of back in the day and I've gone from sundown to sun up stroking it, I'll give you a tip, fellas. If you're going to meet a new girl, and you're making them meet a new girl, there's nothing better than stroking. I mean, stroke it. When I was on this stuff, I'd grab it and I'd be like ripping it so fucking hard, like
Jesus.
And I'll even hold the base here so it's really hard and really like fucking try rip it off. Let me tell you, if you do that for a couple of hours straight, for the next 4 days, your shizoli is that fat and swollen, you're going to impress the girl. So if you want to impress a girl, you pull the fuck out for
advice.
And when you get a hard on the next day and a day later, it's that swollen, she'll be impressed. There's a tip. There's a tip from me to you.
Lee, since you want to go there with the, I went back in the day when I was going nuts with that shit.
Yeah.
I actually fucked my old lady with my big toe
Oh my God!
Yes, and I was actually getting off on it. And so
yeah, sure you were.
So when you're doing that,
Jimmy,
that
I've done that.
powder,
Be honest, Jimmy. I've done that. I started with the big toe, and then I tried to put the whole foot in. Did you try, Jimmy?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, I'm just hanging out with a couple toe fuckers.
I've been there.
Yeah. Started with the toe, and then I started to get all yeah.
And then I tried to twist.
I tried to get the whole thing. Unfortunately, my hand is very big, but so I tried to.
Who is just letting you experiment on them with these rudimentary, elementary experimentations?
And what I did was, while they're on the bed, and I'm pushing it in, they're trying to move back. I reach up and grab her shoulders and trap and pull her back this way. Right. I'm pushing in.
Oh my God!
The trick to that is you can't put the fist in like this. You have to kind of
like
round it off. Yeah, and kind of like work it in with the
and tuck your thumb in. Tuck the thumb in. Always get stuck around this part because I got the muscle
the knuckles.
there. So always get stuck around here.
Very thick at that end. Yeah.
You know how many priests right now are like trying everything they can to get this banned? There's a coalition of priests watching this and like weeping in disgust.
Listen, the reason why me, Lee, and myself became priests is because all the life experience we had, we've done it all, and now we've come to God, so that because we know that after all that stuff we did, there's nothing left, and we came to God. So now we're just sharing our life experience.
And remember when we did it, Jimmy? After we did it, we probably sat down. You think to yourself, was that bad? Should I have done that? And we had all these questions. But now Jimmy and I have been there and done it, and now we are men of God. We can tell people who are feeling that same shame or feeling that confusion. We can tell you, no, you are okay. It is normal to do that. It is normal to try fist and feet people and stuff like that. Do not feel bad.
It might sound crazy, but at the time, it was really, it was like a passion moment. Like, I had to get my hand in there. I tried that one with all my strength. I was even pushing my elbow. I was doing everything I can. And the recipient was enjoying it just as much. So, it's not really. It's that's what happens.
Did you even on the odd occasion, Jimmy? Did you even draw blood?
I have.
Yes. Beautiful, isn't it?
I'm going to tell you another story. So one time I was drinking with my old lady. This is going back years ago. And I used to be with her when she had her friend. I didn't care. I guess that's what I was.
Yes, the monthly friend that visit.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I don't even want to stick around for this.
Yeah. So
it's a good time for a bathroom break.
So
see you guys in 5.
Go ahead, Todd, take a break. So
I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm here, Jimmy. You and me, brother. You and me.
So one night we were drinking profusely, we were bombed, and I wanted to be with her, so we started to make love, and I didn't realize that she had the tampon in there, and I was ramming it in there like a fucking cannon, I had to,
like the old muskets.
And I was, doing her, and I'm like, I felt something hitting the head of my thing there, and I'm like, oh, and I so after
Jimmy thought, gee, you've got a low cervix.
I got no idea, So after it was over, she was saying, she goes, I think my tampon was in there. I says, no. No,
did you do this, Jimmy? Right? Did you get the 2 fingers?
Yes, I had. I had to. What were we gonna do at that point? I'm like, all right, man, come on, open the legs, and I went in there. I put a little.
We got the tongs from the kitchen.
And I've done that too, And I went in there, and I'm trying to get it out, and it was a process, but
it's hard too because that blood and stuff is slippery, so it's hard to get a hold of it.
I was having my fingers in there, and I'm trying to and she was scared at the time because that thing was up in there, jammed in there.
Same thing happened to me when I was using a roll-on deodorant. I thought I'll put that in there a little bit. I was using a little, the little roll-on deodorants.
Yeah.
And it fucking got sucked in there like into a vortex, into the black hole. Next thing, she's the same thing. How are we going to get it out? So I got her up on the bathroom. She's on the bathroom counter, legs spread. I'm like, Because it's going sideways. I'm trying to twist the fucker around. She's like, I think I have to go to the hospital. I said, shut the fuck up. I'm not taking you to the hospital. Just relax. And I'm trying to twist around. I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh, it goes back. I'm like, relax the pussy. Relax the pussy. And I'm trying to get it out. I finally got it out.
That's what I was doing with her. She's like, I think I have to go to the hospital.
No,
I said, no. I said, take it easy. We're gonna get it. And I was in there. It was like surgery, man. I mean,
yeah, I know.
I finally got it out, but
oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah, that deodorant was hard to get out. The deodorant one, I'm like, we're not going to the hospital.
I didn't want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to take it there and see. She said, we're gonna ask how did it get rammed up there. I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'm saying, well, I was making love to her.
Yeah,
and I ran
right into how would I explain the roll on deodorant up there? What am I going to say? A pussy stunk.
The thing
I was putting some deodorant on the lips and it just got sucked in.
The thing with me and her was like, we started to drink and we got bombed and she forgot that it was in there. You know what I mean? So, and I didn't check.
Speaking of that, I know you've done it then. How many little beer bottles or wine bottles have you tinkered with?
I've done that too. I know years ago.
And it gets to that big fat part, and the same thing as the fish. When it gets to that fat part,
I don't know.
That's a challenge to see how far you can push it in.
I know. There was this very popular soda back in the day. It was called Tab. I don't know if you remember.
I remember Tab. Yeah.
Yeah. So they made these long, skinny bottles, Tab.
Yeah.
And so
for anyone listening, it's okay. It was a low-calorie drink, everybody.
Yeah. It was diet. It was the diet. Yeah, it was sugar-free. Anyway, and I would use the Tab, and I would get that thing in there pretty far, like almost. I tried to get it to the bottom of the bottle, in there.
But it becomes a challenge, especially if you've got like those wine bottles get really fat.
Yeah.
And like if the top of the bottle's fat and it's got a sticker here.
Yeah.
Don't lie. I bet you try to get it down to the sticker. It's like a guide. It's like
and the crazy thing is, it becomes like a mission. Like you have, you start getting. I got to get
down to the word Merlot or something.
It's like an obsession. You have to get it. Your mind just.
And you don't care. You're not even thinking if this thing shatters and breaks. You don't give a fuck. You're going to get down. She's got to eat the word Merlot.
Oh my God. I know. I've done that. It's horrible, man. I don't know if it's horrible, but at the time, it's.
They should have put stickers and things on the bottle. They shouldn't give us gauges to try and get to. If the bottle was just plain, we wouldn't have a challenge, would we? If it was just a plain bottle,
no,
we wouldn't have a challenge. Oh, you missed a good story there. You missed a good story.
What the hell did I don't want to know. I don't think I
went from the wine bottle challenge to see how far you could get it down to the top of the Merlot sticker.
God, the freaking wine bottle challenge. So that's the theme of this episode: sticking things up large things.
I have to say, Lee and myself are very experienced in life. That's why we're priests now, because we want to share our sins with the people. And we didn't want to share that with you because we know that it would have disturbed you, and you probably wouldn't have looked at your girl the same way after those stories.
How could I?
I'm glad you didn't hear them.
Yeah, me too.
I got to ask a serious question to Tyler though. After we've done these confession shows, like whether it be a couple of hours later or the next day, does your fiance say there's something, like when you hang out with your mates sometime and your girl says you always act different when you're with your mates? After these shows, does she ever say to you, Tyler, there's something different about you? Is it because you're so disturbed or you just can't focus? Or it's like, does she say, after Jimmy and Lee, you always seem a little bit different. You're acting different.
Yeah, you just like, I guess she'll say something about me being like darkly reflective and like kind of questioning everything and how much I've sinned, or if
I have to agree with you, Lee. I'm thinking about this now, and I'm feeling a little bad for Tyler because we're sharing these stories, and he's listening, and we're kind of we're kind of corrupting his mind a little bit. It's not
sort
nice.
of like that, the policeman goes to work. Like a policeman who goes to work and he sees people murdered, people killed in car accidents. It's like you don't mean to bring it home, but once it's in your head,
you don't mean to bring it home, but you can't help it.
Right.
She tries to touch me. I'm like, get off of me. I just finished the confessional. Don't touch me.
I know. She brings out the bottle of wine and you're like, get away from me. I don't want the bottle of wine.
That's Lee.
I slapped the bottle of wine out of her hand.
She says, Tyler, it's that time of the month coming. He runs out the house screaming.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I wanted to say. You know, Lee and myself were sharing these stories, and poor Tyler's innocent, and he's getting all this information. And by the time he gets off the show,
I know
his fiance is probably saying,
because
he's probably at his desk with his head down like this.
I know.
and she's saying, "Are you okay, Tyler?" And he's like, "Give me a minute."
But they're watching a comedy movie. They're watching a comedy movie together, and she's laughing watching the comedy movie, and Tyler's like this.
Exactly.
Has Dave offered to pay Leslie to talk to you a couple of times a week after these shows?
I get free.
I could really see that. I could see Tyler.
Yeah, we didn't even think about that, Jimmy, did we?
No, I didn't. I just
think about the other side of your actions. Do you?
I just thought about it now.
I know.
That, you know,
we're like talking about our life's experiences, laughing, and Tyler is having to absorb all this all in his mind.
Yeah, and I you know, it didn't dawn on me till just now. I don't know why, and I'm like, but when he excused himself to go to the bathroom because he didn't want to hear our stories.
Yeah,
I'm thinking to myself, oh my God,
I think he had to go. He had to go splash water on his face, cry a little bit.
He probably went outside. He had to get air. You know, he was probably outside going like this. You know, I mean,
oh shit! I blew my candle out.
All right, guys. I hate to derail, but we got a follow up that is going to probably take us a little bit to respond to. It's a little
not the shower window again. Follow up.
It is. It's the finale.
No way.
There's a pretty funny conclusion, and I wonder what you guys will think. You might agree.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we got a finale. So we're back in the booth. Mm-hmm. This is our epic conclusion. The black friend that was staying with his girlfriend. Yes. That he was really fond. He was very attracted to her. Okay, so after recording my wife, if we're catching anyone to speed, this guy was first just finding her attractive, and then he knew that the window where she showered would be accessible. So he first spied on her, and then later spied again and filmed her. Right. And he's got just bait material for himself.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been recording my wife's friend in my last email. I've been enjoying the footage multiple times a day. You sick bastard. But like I also mentioned, I wanted the real thing with her before she leaves.
No, Tyler, you should ask him to send it to us. We want to see a little bit of it, you know?
Well, you guys remember that we all suggested, why don't you man up and try to get something going with you and the wife? So 4 days before she left, I organized for me, my wife, and her friend to go out to dinner, then to a nice bar after. And I tried to get them drunk so we could possibly get a threesome going back at the house we suggested.
Right.
All right. So you did that part, right? Kept buying drinks. Got a little tipsy.
Someone took my advice, really?
When we got home, I tried to get them more drunk, offered them wine, had another glass each, but then they both said they were tired and better get to bed. My plan failed. So my last option was to just propose the idea to my wife's friend before she left.
I like this guy.
So it was 2 days before she was moving into her new place. I wait until blah, blah, blah. He waits till his wife's not there. Get home from work at 3. He's talking about the timing. He really times this to make sense. She's in the kitchen. She says hi, started small talk. I jokingly ask if she's sad that she's moving out in 2 days. She said she is. She's going to miss us so much with her cute smile on her face. Uh-oh. Wow. This woman's just trying to, wow. After talking a bit more, I didn't ask if she would miss me. She said, of course, I've been a big support to her. She'll miss all my funny jokes and barbecue that I cooked a few times.
Wow.
Like I said in my last email, it's hard to tell if she's being just friendly or anyways, I shot my shot and asked her, how about we go to the bedroom and we can say goodbye to each other? Smooth.
Wow. Yeah.
And then said, huh? And I said, yeah, you and me can say goodbye to each other. And then she said, wait, what are you suggesting? But not in a flirty way. I was thinking, oh shit. Then I said, never mind, I'm just kidding. And then she said, no, did you just ask if I wanted to sleep with you while your wife isn't home? I stayed quiet. I didn't know what to say, like a little bitch. I added that part. Then she said she would never betray my wife's trust like that. They've been best friends since high school. Then she walked out of the room, went to her room. I was shitting myself that she was going to tell my wife.
Wow.
Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, my wife got home at 5:30. We had dinner. Her friend was acting normal, and I was relieved because I thought she didn't mention it to my wife. Anyway, the next day, get home, avoid my wife's friend. My wife gets home, blah, blah, blah. I was thinking, yes, she might not actually know anything, and it's all good. But then, of course, wife confronts him, comes in, says she needs to talk, and says, what the fuck? Clearly thought that her friend told her that.
Yeah, I would have too, yeah.
He's trying to bang her. So she said, he, of course, defended himself and said, what? Are you serious? She's twisting the story.
I was just joking.
Wait, back up. So does she tell the girlfriend?
Yep.
The wife?
Yeah, like that. So the wife's friend ended up saying, your husband came on to me.
Oh, man, that's not cool.
So then I said, she was telling me yesterday she was going to miss me and my jokes and my barbecue. This fucking guy. And I cheered her up after she moved in with us after breaking up with her boyfriend. And she wishes she could find a man like me. Then asked if I wanted to sleep with her. Sorry I didn't tell you right away. I was going to tell you when she left because it would have made things awkward. My wife said, really? And I said, yeah, the lady's crazy. She must have made up that story because she's embarrassed and mad that I rejected her.
Man.
Oh, nice little. That's hey, I got to give him credit because that's what the women do. They always twist it like that's a fair play. He got one back.
She then said, yeah, I don't know what. I've been noticing she has been flirting with you. I said, yeah, I've been noticing it too. She said, don't worry.
Good job.
Then my wife knocked on the door, went to her room, a couple of minutes. She shouted, you bitch, you wanted to F my husband the whole time. You were flirting with him every day and tried to say he asked you to sleep with him because he rejected you. Anyway, tomorrow you're moving to your new place. Just go and never speak to me again.
Wow.
So long story short, yeah, she awkwardly got kicked out and didn't say anything else. And as far as I can tell, left off. She doesn't know. He feels like he's got a big win here. He really dodged the bullet. Wow. What do you think?
I think that's beautiful. Beautiful quid pro quo. Beautiful turnaround.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Women do that. Women have been doing that to men from the dawn of time, twisting it back onto us. So that's one for the men. Good one for the team.
Very stereotypical bodybuilder move, I feel.
I love it. He pulled off beautiful. It was executed wonderfully. Put the doubt in his girlfriend's mind. He took the bait. She went for the girl. Beautiful, beautiful. Couldn't have done it better. What a beautiful ending. That's like, no matter what he does in life, if he sins, I'm going to speak to my father. He's got a one-way ticket to heaven, that guy. We're not bringing him down here. Beautiful job. Beautiful job.
You know where I think he's going? There.
No. I control the gates to there, and he's not coming down here. I'm sending him to heaven to teach other men how to play that maneuver. Beautiful maneuver.
Beautiful. I don't know. I mean, I have to be honest. I mean,
because hold on, before Jimmy goes, because you got to remember now she's mad at the girlfriend, and she's going to be like, you know what? I should have fucked him. And now to get revenge, she will fuck him, and then call up the girlfriend and say, guess what? I did just fuck your man. So beautiful. It's going to work out great all around. Beautiful.
He's so proud.
I'm like a proud father right now.
So
I'm disgusted.
Oh, there's a shock.
So I have to say, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Jimmy, Jimmy, come on. You're thinking what a maneuver. That's great. Perfect.
Well, I have to say,
he fought quick.
Back in the day, I would have did the same exact thing. I would have.
Mm-hmm.
I would have. But today's age, I don't know what I would have done. But that was a pretty shitty situation right there. But he got out of it. Nothing was actually really done. He wasn't really with the woman.
Not yet.
Well, not yet. Yeah, but so he wasn't really with the friend, and he told his wife that reverse story. The girl left. She's mad at the girl. They'll probably never see her again. He's probably happy about that. and no harm done. It was just a little white lie, and he got out of it. It could have been worse. It could have backfired.
I mean, he ruined a friendship since like high school.
Yeah,
he
but
did.
now,
He
the
did.
friendship's ruined.
He did.
Yeah, the friendship's ruined, and this black girl
It might not
now
be over either. It very well, you know what? They might still talk on the old Facebook Messenger.
They might.
And, he might not be out of the woods.
He might not be out of it. He might not be out of the woods yet.
She probably said to her friend, "Did you say you enjoyed my husband's barbecues and that?" "Yeah, I did." "Did you say that he helped you get fit?" "Yeah, I did." So just confirming that bit of the story, she knows the rest is true. So now that they're not friends anymore, she's angry, and she's going to want to get back at her friend.
I've enjoyed.
She doesn't really like.
Not asked their D or did anything, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? She doesn't really like this guy, but because this girl's pissed her off now and believed him, she's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to start talking to your man, and she's going to be like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it.
Oh my God! What a twist that would be.
She's going to set the camera up, and she's going to bang him and go, guess what? I did bang your man. You don't like me. Have me as a friend, and you don't have him as a boyfriend either. Your worlds come crashing down. So those two can go on and live happily ever after, and I shall take that girlfriend's soul, lonely soul, down in hell with me.
Well,
oh my God!
I have to say, you know, at the end of the day, this guy that, you know, did all this.
Give him some credit, Jimmy.
Listen, I understand what happened. I've done it all. I ask for forgiveness every day because I've done it all and beyond and forget it. So the thing is that this poor guy's gonna have to worry about this now for the rest of his life.
Every day.
You know,
every single day he wakes up, he's got the rosary.
God's sitting
I
there
do
like
because
God's like here comes Jimmy again. God's like
yeah.
La, 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 la,
I light candles. I pray to Jesus every day. I get up and ask for forgiveness of my life because I've done some horrible things in my life also. So, you know, not like
why do you pray to Jesus for every day? What, he's not cutting your lawns?
With me, it was all physical and sexual. It wasn't like murder or robbery or something like that. It was all just, you know, physical and very sexual. I was very sexual. So anyway, make a long story short, this poor guy's going to have to wonder about this and always be worried about this now for the rest of his relationship with his wife. That, you know, could this come to light? Could this girl convince his wife that he actually did that and, you know, peeped on her in the shower and then actually asked her, you know, if she'd go to bed with him? And the thing is that what if she said, yeah, let's do it? You know, and he would have done it. You know, he would have done it. He would absolutely would have done it. And then he would have had to live with that every morning he got up, he had to look at his wife and know that he was with this woman, her best friend behind his back.
No.
I would have ate him. I would have ate him alive. So I'm glad. I'm glad Jimmy, that didn't happen.
Jimmy, no, Jimmy. He would have, in glee, done her. For the last time, he would have done her. Waited for his wife or girlfriend to get home, not washed the shazoli, and did her with the same shazoli he just did the friend with glee. Banging her, knowing that the girl's juices are still on him while he's banging his girl, Jimmy. And I'm disappointed, Jimmy. You've said you've done all that. You've done all that without the murder side. Are you telling me, Jimmy, you do not know the joy of taking a girl, getting her head on the shazoli, having her stroke it, you shoot your load, and at the same time, you slit her throat and the cum and blood runs out the hole in her neck? You've never done that?
No, I never done that, Lee.
Well, don't put murder off the table.
That's like Silence of the Lambs shit right there.
Don't put murder off the table till you felt that joy.
Oh my God.
Oh, do you hear that sound? It's the confession booth saving us from the priest.
The thing I want to really conclude about that story is that, you know, it's a good thing she denied him and he wasn't with it, because he would have had to live with that. You know, that's terrible. Getting up every morning knowing that you're with your wife's best friend. That's horrible, man. You would have to live with it.
Jimmy, for you, not everyone feels that guilt, Jimmy.
Listen, I've done some horrible things in the past. I mean, I've been with, you know, I've told this story on After Hours. I was with this girl. She used to run a video like the VHS that Tyler showed us.
Hey.
They had a store like that years ago before Blockbuster. They had all these mom and pop video stores, And I used to go to this one store, and there was this beautiful blonde girl working behind the counter, and I did my schmooze. I was very good when I was younger. I was very suave. I could talk anybody into going to bed with me. I was just the way I was. So I ended up talking, and I knew the boyfriend. I used to train with him in the gym and stuff like that. So I ended up being with her multiple times, and I felt bad for the guy. You know what I mean? But because I was with his girlfriend, and it plays havoc on your mind. It's not a good scenario.
See, my father and I, we don't do guilt. That's him up there. He does the guilt trip, because deep down,
yes,
you're feeling guilty because you're ashamed of what he thinks. But on the other side, you're happy, and it was fun that you did it. The excitement it gave you. So you're torn between, what I did gave me so much joy and pleasure. How can it be wrong? But then you're thinking, shit, if it's not wrong and God doesn't agree with it, I won't get to heaven. See, we don't do guilt. He does that. See, so with me and my father down here, Jimmy, you're fine. If it brought you joy and happiness at the time, don't think about it. It's done. It's gone. Don't play the guilt trip, because if it felt so good, it can't be wrong.
The thing is, so one day, I don't know how, I just got lucky. I don't know if I call it luck, but I ended up being with 3 women the entire day. A woman in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then I ended up with this girl in the afternoon, my friend's girlfriend, and she was sitting on the bed, and I dropped my pants, and I made her, give me, the
Hope you didn't wash.
Yeah.
Hope you didn't wash from the other 2.
And I asked her, because knowing that I was with 2 women before and I never washed, I said, "How does it taste?" And she says, "It's a little," as she was doing it, she's a little salty. I says, "Okay," knowing that I was with 2 other women, because how sick I was, what I mean? It turned me on. Knowing that, I was a sick bastard when I was younger, So now I sit in the Vatican and I ask for forgiveness every day, because I had a very overly sexual life when I was younger.
The only question is, were you kind, and did you rewind?
Yes, I did.
In that case, nothing, no harm, no foul. Beautiful job,
all that really
Jimmy.
matters.
Yeah.
As long as you rewound the video VHS tapes, that's all that matters.
I did.
Well, there you go. I absolve you of your sins, Jimmy. You are as well.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
You're welcome.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't. You know what it is like. I have friends that they had maybe one girlfriend. They were just that type of guy where they just girls weren't attracted to them. They just didn't. They with me, on the other hand, when I was younger, many women wanted to be with me, and it was easy for me. So I had to, fundamentally help each one of them.
Well, it's like some people like steak and potato every meal. Jimmy is a man of the buffet.
Right, exactly. I had to accommodate, because I felt bad, and they.
And it's like spreading the love, Jimmy. It's like bringing joy.
Yes.
Why give joy just to one person when you can bring happiness to so many?
Exactly.
That would be a sin for you not to spread that joy, Jimmy, to hold back and only give all that joy to one person.
Yes.
That would be the sin. You going to all these other women, getting love, whether consensual or not, whether you had to force it on them, but bringing joy to them is it's like doing the Lord's work.
Lee, I feel so much better right now.
Yeah, welcome, Jimmy. Look, I clean you. I cleanse you. I cleanse you in the fire.
You explained that in a beautiful way. It actually made me feel better, and now I understand myself a little bit more.
The guilt is going because you were bringing joy and happiness to these people.
It is. I spread the happiness.
But you got to remember, not only were you being fulfilled and getting happy, they were being fulfilled with the love of Jim, the juices of Jim.
The juices of Jim. Amen.
You were giving them your Jesus juice, and that is beautiful.
Let us pray.
I tell you, I never had anybody explain it to me like that before. It's wonderful.
See?
I feel
it's almost
so much better.
It's almost like the cough.
Lee, I thank you very much, man.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're in a better place.
My confessions were all answered and forgiven, and thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Now I understand myself.
And now it's time
But a good one.
A confession.
From a lady.
From a lady.
Oh,
yes.
I thought we just did that one.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't from a lady.
Oh.
Do I need Rachel in here? Do I need Rachel in here for this confession for a
I gotta get another
view?
glass of wine for
Perhaps.
this one. Hold on.
Now let me see if she's busy. Hold on. Honey?
Yeah.
Rachel's coming to listen. Rachel's going to listen to the
boy.
confession. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Have you had any tequila?
No.
That's a shame. Okay.
Oh, no tequila, Rachel?
Dear fathers and Rachel, I met
Yes.
someone online quite some
Wait a
time
minute,
ago.
wait a minute. Hold on, back up. It says, Dear Fathers and Rachel?
Well, no, I added that last
Being-
part.
Oh,
Jimmy,
okay, okay.
You're with me, Jimmy.
Jimmy's had a few wines. He doesn't know what.
No way! How do they know Rachel?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Not
What?
that I
They're
have
writing
anything
the
against
Rachel?
that.
I thought they wrote the Rachel. How did they know
Okay.
Rachel was going to be here?
I think that's
I
great.
didn't mean
But,
to cause such a stir. Didn't mean to distract. I met someone online quite some time ago. He lives in a different state, but has occasion to travel to my area sporadically. He's involved with someone in his hometown, although he says he dislikes her. He can't stand being around her, he says, basically
Wow.
disgusted by her, calls her names, etc. Sounds like it's totally toxic. Toxic. Who knows if it's true? He says he doesn't dope her because she
It might
threatens.
be. I know people like that.
Yep. She says that he doesn't dump her because she threatens to kill herself.
Wait a minute, wait. Oh, so he threatens to get rid of her, and she says, I'm going to kill myself if you don't.
Giving him that, like, well, if you leave, I'll kill myself. He says he
Wow.
loves me and wants to marry me, the writer of this confession. Not gonna lie, I want him too. A few
Wow.
weeks ago, he came into town for one night. Mind-blowing. Porn star sex all over the hotel room, in the shower too. Was amazing. Here's where it gets interesting. I took pics of us.
Mhm.
I want to send them to his girl to move the process along, and also
boy.
because she deserves to know. What do you say, fathers?
Wow.
What says you,
Wow.
fathers? Tyler, was I wrong to be with him knowing he has a girlfriend? Is it wrong to send pics to her? Is he lying to me? Am I going to hell? Woo!
Wow, that's
We'll get the ladies input.
That's
on
a
this.
heavy one, man. That's a heavy one right there.
You answered her own questions. Yes, it was wrong to be with him. Yes, it's wrong to send pitch. But go ahead and do it, because if this chick offs herself, then problem solved.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wait, what did she say, Lee?
He goes, it was wrong to take the pictures. It was wrong to be with him. But you know what? Send the pictures to her, because if this girl offs herself, they can be together. So go ahead and send the pictures.
And
Well,
that's
beautifully said.
You're welcome.
You're like, no wonder we get along so well.
Wow.
They were my thoughts exactly. And I think this guy's probably lying, because they always say we're not getting on. You know, it's like there's trouble in paradise.
and I love you. I want to marry you.
To me, I always say, if it's that bad, leave. But then he throws in, if I leave, she'll kill herself. Who cares? It's one more soul for me down here if she kills herself. And listen, people that say they're going to kill themselves never do it. They don't do it. And if she does, who cares? You've moved out of state. You got another girl. Who cares if she offs herself? Just don't follow on Facebook. You won't know. Who gives a shit? Move on. Bang this girl and let the other girl off herself.
The flames. Wow, Rachel. Holy shit. Wow. Lee.
Yeah.
Be careful and be true.
I say test her. See if she does it. If she doesn't kill herself, then she didn't love you.
Well,
Either or.
Is
That's
that true?
a-
If she doesn't kill herself, that means she didn't really love him and she lied. Exactly. Oh, she's come back and she's got the tequila bottle in her hand.
you know, that could go that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
But,
think she'll really kill herself if the guy leaves.
Well, then she
Yeah.
doesn't love him then. She lied.
He's just not that great of a guy.
You know, and then the other side of the story is this guy is saying that. She probably never even said
I
that.
never
He's
even
just-
said that. She just has
Right.
no idea her husband's a piece of shit.
He's
You know what I mean?
Well said, Tyler. So you know, yeah. So he could be making this up to be with this girl here, and he's saying like he's doing the guilt thing with her. You know, if I leave this girl, she's gonna kill herself.
Right.
This way, maybe possibly
this is the only way it works.
Right. You know that she possibly understands that. You know, the poor guy, if he leaves this girl, she's gonna kill herself. I understand. You know, so I'm gonna hang in there for him. You know, so he's playing both sides of the fence there. Yeah, right, exactly. So
yeah, call his bluff. Send her the pictures.
I say send the pics too. Is that a unanimous? Is that unanimous? Send the pics.
Yes, send her the pitch.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Call his bluff.
I'm trying to finish my story.
I'm sorry.
So, I'm thinking that because he's playing both sides of the fence with her like that. That's not nice either. And it's been going on, and they have fantastic sex in the hotel and all of that, in the shower and all that. That's great stuff. And I think she should send the pictures. I think so. Yes, I think so, because I think she should call the guy's bluff.
Yeah.
And at this point, she's already involved with him, and the only way, my mother always said, my mother, when you're in doubt, back the person up against the wall. Okay, about a relationship. So by her sending the pictures to the other girl, that's backing this guy up against the wall, man. You're putting it all up against the wall, and you're going to see what's going to happen, what's going to transpire. You're going to see the truth emerge out of sending those photos to that girl. It's going to bust everything up, and the truth is going to rise up out of that whole thing. So yes, I agree with Rachel. Send the pictures.
Yeah.
All right.
And if she does kill herself, well, who cares? She's out of the way. Then he can move and be with the other girl.
Listen, if she does do that, it's really out of your hands. It wasn't your fault. The woman was mentally unstable to begin with. And if she offs herself, it's terrible, yes. But
even help her out. Go to Home Depot, buy a sharp knife, buy some nice rope, leave a loaded gun there, and help her out. Say, take your pick.
You could do that.
I think the guy said that. Just a line.
Or maybe go put her car hose through the window and say, honey, go for a drive in the garage. Listen to the radio.
Don't open it.
Lee, I want to show you something. So I don't know. Nobody noticed the whole show. Nobody noticed my candles.
Your candelabra.
I almost said something multiple times.
You did? Would you say?
Yeah, of course I noticed your Dracula candlesticks.
Yes.
Now, I have to say, this is on purpose, okay?
They are red.
These red candles represent Lee, okay?
Blood.
And notice how big they are, and this little white one.
Jimmy, you've seen me naked.
This little white one represents me, okay? Because I'm trying to hold the fort down.
It's cold in New York.
But Lee, he's up here with the red and the fire and the
Lucifer.
And and so I'm over here trying to hold everything down with this little thing here, this little white candle. So this was a representation of the show. Okay.
But don't be upset because you're small. Remember the story of the little fall in the lion's foot?
Well, also the Bible. So David was a boy, right? Wasn't
and Goliath?
He ended up being a kid, right? So he was a little boy, and the Israelites were going to fight the Palestinians, right?
Oh, they fighting back then?
The Philistines.
Fucking hell, they need to get over
Philistines. So they had Goliath come. He was one of the biggest. Actually, people were saying he was a Nephilim, the Philistines. And this guy shows up. He comes out of the crowd. He was like 9 feet tall. Huge. And they were like, the Israelites were like, who the hell's going to fight him? And this little farmer boy came out through the crowd and says, I'm going to fight him. He says, I can't believe how weak you are. He goes, God is on our side. And he had this little sling.
Yeah,
that he
swung it around.
Yes, and he used to chase away the wolves with that little sling, and he was very accurate with it because his sheep that he always tend to, wolves tried to attack, and he would sling his rock with that. So he was very good at it.
You ever notice there's a lot of stories with sheep, like people follow each other like sheep, like the flock following Jesus and God. Yes,
that's right. The sheep.
Be the black sheep, Jimmy. Be the black sheep. Go your own way, Jimmy. Be yourself. Go your own way. Do not follow the herd, Jimmy.
Be the black goat. Be Black Phillip.
And there is the black sheep. You're right. So you know, I don't know why, but you're right, Lee. Sheep are very symbolic throughout the scriptures, even with God and
Easily
the
led.
people.
Easily led.
You know, because you know sheep stick together, they herd together, and sometimes sheep go astray, and that's when Jesus always used that metaphor and said that he would always bring back that stray sheep back to the herd.
They don't think for themselves, sheep. They just follow the lead sheep. They don't think for themselves.
That's what this
that's
world
like
is whole
society is today. Society
exactly.
is
Right. Exactly. And it was back then too. So that's
Yes.
that's why Jesus used that metaphorically. He said people are sheep because they follow, you know, because
imagine the stories, how they would change and the Bible would be different if I was alive back then. And Jesus is trying to get all these sheep to follow, and I go, hey, people, come on now. Imagine the stories.
I think you were alive back then, Lee. You've been alive since the beginning.
I know. I'm sort of like the Highlander. I've been around,
gone
by many names. Gone by many names.
That's why you have all the knowledge, and you know, and that's why sometimes you're bitter because you've lived for generations. So
I'm never bitter about it. Actually, Rachel always says that. You know, that's my thing. She always goes, "You want to live forever?" I said, "Yes, I would." To go through generations and learn all the stories, don't I?
Yeah. Well, we don't know if our spirit goes from body to body throughout time. We have no idea what this world is. I've always talked about the world, you know, that's hidden from us, and this is for the fans too. Okay, all the stuff that they do. I mean, look what's going on today. So, you know, not to get off the subject, but you know, the shape of the Earth, the moon landings. All our history stories. We really don't know as a people what really
it's all stories, pre-programmed stories, Jimmy.
It's all stories. I mean, you know, the ice wall, you know, the Antarctic.
Rachel knows all about the the simulation theory. Rachel's all into the simulation.
Oh, she is.
Yes, aren't you?
That one makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, if I had to like pick one, I would pick that one to believe it.
The simulation, as far as
all of it.
Explain to him briefly, Rachel.
There is no brief explanation.
Yeah, give me a
there is no. She said there is no brief explanation.
We're basically in a video game, Jimmy. It's all a simulation. Yeah. It's just one big VR.
A matrix.
Yeah, yes. We're in the matrix. That's the quick one.
There's us in different worlds doing different things. We're just like. It doesn't really matter what we do because the outcome's already pre-programmed. You know, it's all
right.
We're just NPCs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, my other thing is to that and what Rachel believes and all of that and what you guys are saying, I kind of believe a little bit too, because how does The Simpsons predict the future?
Exactly.
So if you look at Simpson cartoons, they had Trump as president 25 years ago.
Yes.
You know, coming down an escalator with the guy with a banner over the glass wall with his wife. I mean, they had that. That was years ago.
It's crazy.
How did the Jetsons cartoon know there was going to be a treadmill made in the future? How did they know that? And you could put your dog on it.
How could they have known?
Right. How would they know? So
exactly.
Listen, I mean, The Simpsons predict a lot of stuff. So how do they possibly predict?
But I reckon there are time travelers. They reckon there are people in the government who do have the ability to go into the future, see what's happening, and change it. They can change what's going to come and the outcome, and that's what's happening. Because, like you said, how long did that cartoon come out with President Trump coming down the escalator? And when you see the actual photo, it's identical. It's identical.
Yeah. How is that possible?
Cartoon that was 10 years before.
And then let's talk about this for a minute. The cartoon where the dome came over the town and locked all the people in the town. And one guy was, when it was coming down, one guy was out, he was in, he was out, he didn't know what to do because this glass dome was coming down. You know. Then
have you ever watched that TV series? There's a TV series called The Dome, Jimmy. I suggest you watch it.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Yes.
You know, and then don't forget the Truman Show. You know, so where they getting all these ideas from?
Don't forget Dick Tracy talking into his watch.
Yeah, and how many years ago was that?
Oh, yeah, 50s, 40s.
How about Get Smart when he was talking into his shoe and he moved the heel out of the way and he was talking to his shoe.
And there was elevator doors that closed, huh? Remember them?
that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think I tell you, I think they have technology
Yes.
100 years in advance from
Mm-hmm.
now, and
Oh yeah.
they just let it out a little at a time. They already know what's going.
Well,
And
remember when they
we really
finally.
don't know nothing.
I know. Remember when they finally admitted we have the stealth bomber, the big B-52 bomber.
Right.
You know, and that thing's shaped like a triangle. It's huge. All these times people thought they saw UFOs years ago shaped in a triangle.
Right.
It was probably testing of that, because when they finally said, yes, we have the stealth bomber, we have the B-52 bomber, they'd already had it for 25 years.
That's right.
Before they let us know. So what do they have now that we don't know about?
This is what I'm saying. They have stuff probably that's advanced 100 years from
And
where
we're getting
we
this
are
information from aliens. They're in contact with aliens that are helping them build all this stuff.
Now that's where I differ a little bit. I don't know if they're
You mean?
aliens or they're
Yes.
demonic beings, because
No,
you know, in the Bible, and you should know this, it talks
I
about
do.
another realm, and there's some sort of a wall that they can't come here and we can't go there. But the people of today, the elite, are
Well,
trying to tap into that world. You know,
there are some bad aliens, but there are some good aliens, and we exchange information. But some of these bad aliens, they've made deals with the government, and in doing so, they will not destroy us, and we'll help each other. But in doing so,
I think they're angels.
the government lets them take us to experiment on. That is the deal, that they can take us humans and do with what they want, cattle mutilations or humans.
I've heard that story, but being that we're men of cloth, I look at it as angels. So like fallen angels. Like in the scriptures, it says that the angels gave humans, you know, all forbidden information. They showed women how to put makeup on, and all kinds of stuff that wasn't supposed to be. And the angels, you know, the art of war, and all this other stuff. And
But if they come today, we see them as aliens from UFOs. But you got to remember, back in the ancient days, seeing a white being coming down from the sky would have been like an angel to them. Seeing the star of Bethlehem would have been the mothership, you know, because to them they can't explain it.
Exactly. So to me, I don't think it's, you know, I mean, I've heard different theories, but, you know, aliens, you know, different planets, I don't believe that. I've heard another explanation. So, you know, our world is our world, and then outer space is beyond the ice wall. Maybe there's another world outside our ice wall, and those people have technology to fly over the ice wall.
Yeah,
and come
that's
here
why they
amongst
won't let
us.
us go to Antarctica and go beyond Antarctica.
Exactly.
The
That's what I'm
government.
saying. If anybody's out there, they want to research, look up Admiral Byrd. All right, he had a huge military operation back in the early 50s, and it was called Operation High Jump. They actually went up on the ice wall, and he's Admiral Byrd. You watch it yourself. He actually said there was more land beyond the Arctic. You know,
and what happened when he come back? He said he saw the aliens and spoke to them. When he come back, this operation was meant to go on for a couple of years. Once he came back, they shut it down.
They shut it down, and they signed a treaty among all.
And they took
countries.
all the notes. Remember, he said he kept the copy. He kept the secret recording himself, and that's how he got it out. Because everything they took notes on, the government confiscated, apart from his private one that he hid.
Exactly. So we don't really know. So I'm telling everybody, and I'm telling the fans, you might think I'm nuts, but you really don't know where you live. We're lied to. And
yes,
it is a creation, because we can't have if you think about a spinning ball in the middle of nowhere, and like right now Lee is in Australia, so that means that he can go out in his backyard, go down the road to the beach, and stand on a beach, and it looks like he's on a beach anywhere in the world, the Caribbean, New York, California. He's standing on the beach, waves coming in, wind blowing. It's the same thing in Australia. How could that be on a ball? You know, the oceans clinging to a ball underneath, all that megalithic tons of weight, just it's impossible. It's impossible. And everything, and the compass always points to the north.
Spinning that fast would be stuck to it, like when you go on those rides at the show, the Gravitron, and you stick to the wall because it's spinning that quick.
Yeah, but that's because you're inside and you're stuck to the wall. But we're on the ball, so when it's spinning around, How does everything stay on that ball when we're on the outside of the ball? You know, and gravity is also.
And I want to know if the
natural.
world's spinning, Jimmy. If the world's spinning, and I'm a helicopter pilot, and I just hover off the ground, you mean the helicopter where we took off from? Shouldn't the Earth move?
Absolutely, 100%. So now the scientists of our world, you know, they say that the atmosphere is velcroed to the Earth. So as the Earth turns, the atmosphere is velcroed to the, which is total bullshit because, you know, the atmosphere is a gas no matter how you cut it. So gravity is not going to hold the atmosphere.
How does the Earth go this way that fast and the clouds go that way slow?
I think.
Yeah. And how does the Mississippi River? It's 1,000 miles long. It runs north. So you're telling me that the Mississippi River that comes down the side of the Earth is running north at 1,000 miles. Or the Nile, even the Nile River in Egypt runs north. How does it run north? How does gravity, the river run north?
Water always goes the least path of resistance with gravity.
Absolutely. So how does that? You know, if we were really on a ball, all the oceans should just slide to this, you know, around the side of the ball, go to the bottom, or come off the Earth.
Like Rachel said, I've told you before, you got to watch that YouTube channel, the Y Files with Hecklefish. The Y Files goes into all this stuff, the bird operation, everything. It's called the Y Files on YouTube. Lots of great topics on there. He delves into it. He used to work for the CIA, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to work for the CIA, but now he comes out and he uncovers all this stuff. He'll give you the scenarios and then he'll try and debunk them. Some he can debunk a little bit, some he can't debunk. So it's a very good program. You'll enjoy it.
So I also want the fans to look up Operation Fishbowl. Don't forget.
Fishbowl.
Mm-hmm. And Operation Dominic. Okay, so Russia, I think America, maybe even China, they bombed the upper atmosphere for 4 years straight. You know, why would they send rockets up to the upper atmosphere and bomb it for 4? Operation Fishbowl. All right, so look it up. I'm not talking out of my behind. This is all reality. You know, why would they be bombing the atmosphere? You know, and then there's like a lot of interviews with Hillary Clinton, the politician there. She talks about breaking the glass ceiling, you know, how high we could go and break that ceiling. Actually, it's on one of the Simpsons shows too. They showed a guy swinging a bat in a baseball game. He hits the bat, right, and the ball goes up, and then it hits the ceiling and it cracks, and all the water comes down with the fish and everything right into the baseball stadium. So what are they saying? What are they saying? So there's a lot to be said about this, fellas and women out there, the fans. You should research it and wake up and
saying, don't
smell the coffee because
don't be sheep. Do your own research.
Don't be a sheep, man. You know, like, you know, be that one sheep that wanders off, you know, from the flock and try to find your own way.
Be the black sheep, we're saying. Be the black sheep, the one that attacks and goes into stores and robs and kills. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Not all black sheep do that. That's
Listen, I'll give you a quick example, Lee.
Yes.
When I was you know, of course, after hours, okay, on one of the episodes, I started talking about the flat Earth, right? And then the following week, this was all new to Dave at the time. He didn't know anything about flat Earth. I brought it up, and then I did one episode, and then I did the next week, and I did like 3, and it was growing, and we were getting thousands of comments from people, you know, and then finally David Weiss, the flat Earth guy who has a major podcast,
came on,
yeah, he actually called Dave because I was making a lot of ruckus about the flat Earth. And he says, can I come on the show? And he did. He came on the show, and Dave texted me. He goes, you better come on the show today. David Weiss is coming on. You know, he was and I knew the guy. So I was like, yeah. And I came on, and me and David Weiss did this huge show, and it had thousands of views, and people making comments, and all. You know, some people don't believe it. But anyway, make a long story short, Dave called me up a few days later. And he says, he goes, Jimmy, you know that show we just did with David Weiss? I said, yeah, man, it was great. He goes, they demonetized me. I go, what does that mean? I don't know nothing about, you know. He goes, I can't make any money. They shut me down. I says, why is that? He said, because it was disinformation. I said, disinformation? I said, why? We can't talk about the flat Earth and the mechanisms
lots
and the mathematics.
Lots of those videos that were out have been removed from YouTube. Lots of those videos.
They're all being removed. I mean,
yeah. So why remove them? Why not leave them there for people to make up their own?
I used to watch hundreds of videos, man. Years ago, when my mother first died, I told this story already. I went into a depression. I started researching.
You did a deep dive into it, didn't you, Jimmy? You went in deep on it.
I did deep diving, man. Really deep diving. You know, you have no idea.
And that's why. And why remove it? Why not leave it there for people to get both sides and make up their own conclusion? Why take away people's choice to learn and make up their own decision?
Because I tell you, people ask me that too. They always say, Jimmy, why is the flat Earth so important? You know, why? You know, what's the difference? Flat around. Who gives a shit? I said, well, there is a difference, because the elite that run and own this world, all right, don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know that God exists, okay, and created this place and put us here as human beings. I mean, you know, look at you. I'm talking to the fans as well as us. Our bodies are, look at our bodies. You know,
if you go to the Darwin theory, right, and he says, you know, the Darwinism, we come from monkeys and apes, and we slowly progress.
Well, he was
right?
Masonic. He was a free.
But I often wonder, though, if we came from monkeys and we evolved from monkeys, why do we still have monkeys?
Right. And then they said we're like little tadpoles, came out of the water, like some and kind of
started walking like walking fish. Yeah.
Yeah. So why are there still tadpoles? It's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. Listen, the evolution. And Dave believes the evolution story, and I'm working on him. I think he's a little on the fence with it. I've been working on him with that, you know. But a lot of people are into the evolution.
When we go to the zoo, do those monkeys look at us and think we got left behind? We didn't evolve into humans. Those poor things.
Exactly. How come? Right. How come they don't feel that way? Right. I mean, you know. I mean, they're still here. Orangutans and monkeys. I mean,
they should have all evolved. If we evolved over the years, they would have all turned into humans.
There'd be no more left. Exactly. So, you know, the bottom line is, you know, what I'm trying to say, people, is that I'm not trying to convert anybody into a flat Earth believer or demons and fallen angels, you know, but it's all in scriptures.
Question stuff. Good question.
These are good questions. You should really question it. I mean, look at today's world. It doesn't even, what's going on today doesn't even make sense. It's just off the charts, man. If you're a normal thinking human being, you know that any of the stuff that's going on right now is not right. So where are we heading? Are we heading into the biblical times that was written about? You know, all the lies that were given to us. I mean, you know, me and Lee, we joke all the time about the lunar module. Lee actually built a replica of the lunar module. And it's
like this, Jimmy. It doesn't matter what we think or what we do. The people that run it all, the ones that have made up the lies and made up the stories for generations. Exactly. Everything's already, what's going to happen is already set out to happen, and there's nothing we can really do to change it. So while you're here, you just got to be yourself and do what you like to do, because really the outcome's already set in stone. You can't change the big things. You can change little things like what job you get and stuff like this, but the major things, you've got no say in it. You can't do nothing with the fuel prices, gas prices, the cost of living. You can't do nothing about these wars. You can protest all you want. It's not going to change anything. Everything that big, the big things that make the big outcomes in people's lives, we can't change it. So just go with the flow, question it, take a stand, get shot, thrown in jail, and that's the end of it.
Well, that's what would happen to you. So the thing is, you know, people, you know, we don't, you know, people are not going to unite, you know, because of all
Hold on, Jimmy. I can see Rachel. She's sitting here with a deep thought. What are you thinking, honey? No, what are you thinking?
Hear the end of it?
Just say that was the end of it. What are your thoughts right now? What are you thinking?
That you two are actually way more intelligent than I gave you credit for.
Oh my God. My wife just said we're way more intelligent than she gave us credit for. Have you seen another side of me that you didn't see before?
Well, it's nice, like, to hear the thought processes, even if I don't agree with things that either one of you say. It's good to know that people still are trying to question.
Yes.
I love
Tyler's just lost in the mist. I know we lost Tyler there. He got lost.
Wake up, Tyler.
No,
can't give them any more.
He's absorbing all of this. Don't worry.
I can't hate these two anymore.
Whether he believes it or not.
Tyler's got engaged. He wants to think the world's all rosy. The government wouldn't do anything to hurt us. So we're trying to turn Tyler. At the moment, we're letting Tyler live in a world of bliss for the moment.
You know, Lee, that's what most people do. They just want to turn a blind eye to what's going on.
Put the blinkers on. No, like
this.
They
don't want to change the status quo. You know, they got their job, they got their car, they got their house, they have money there. You know, they don't want to. They live in fear because they don't want to change that. You know, they don't. God forbid they actually believe that the earth.
They don't want to rock the boat, Jimmy. Don't rock the boat.
Exactly. Don't rock the boat. And then all this
rock
stuff
the boat,
that
don't kick the boat over, rock the boat.
If people think that, like the Black Lives Matter, all that stuff that happened in the, back then.
Speaking of that, the George Floyd stuff and the Black Lives Matter, come the 20th or so of this month, it'll be exactly 4 years to the day that all happened and all those riots started before the last election. Are you seeing a pattern here with these Colombian and all the school riots happening right now leading up to the next election? So people, in the next couple of weeks, I'm giving a prediction, something's going to happen. Even AOC and them said, if one kid gets killed in these things, shit's going to go down. So look for a kid to get killed and shit's going to hit the fan. It's coming. It's been written about. It's all planned.
You know, Lee, I got to touch on that because they said that most of the people at those protests at these colleges
aren't even kids. They're all put there by Soros.
They don't even belong there.
Did you see that?
29 years old.
Did you see that video? It came out that who's that guy? Not Charlie Kirk, but one of them that does all the undercover stuff. There was a video that they leaked out with a Zoom meeting, and there was this woman on there, grey-haired lady, and she's like, if Trump gets in, this was the last election, we're going to cause riots, we're going to go to government buildings, and she's telling them how to do it, how to break in and all this. Right. She is on video. They even went up there and interviewed her. They said, you're from those videos before teaching people how to do riots. She is at the Columbia one, egging the kids on. She's one of the masterminds behind it, or the same woman that was on these private Zoom calls telling people how to riot if Trump got in. She's leading the protests at Columbia. Go figure.
Well, I'm going to touch on that too, Lee. So they have a thing called, and people can look it up. I'm going to tell you how to do it. You just look up crisis actors, okay? And they go from crisis to crisis. They change their hair. They change, their look a little bit. It's the same person. And they interview, like, I don't know, when that gay bar got shot up in Florida, they interviewed some woman. She was crying that her son got shot. And then they show the Boston bomber. That same lady was over there, So, listen, you got to understand something, man. The TV is like a Hollywood show, man. You can't believe all the shit that goes on in that TV. Some of it, yes, could be true, but a lot of it is propaganda to sway your mind to believe something else. You understand? Listen, your mind is like a computer, okay? It runs on electric, okay? You have a receiver, an electric arc. That's how we operate. We're electrical. We have salt water in our bodies. We conduct electricity. We are like a thinking computer type thing. And your spirit, this is how I look at it. Our spirit, our life force, our body was designed to house that spirit. The only way our spirit could reside in this body and be in the physical world is through electrical impulses. And that's a fact, okay? When you touch something like a cold beer bottle, okay, you could feel the glass, the texture of the glass, the weight of the glass, the temperature of the glass. Is all done with electrical impulses that go up into the mind, and the mind says what you're holding. It's not really you holding it, it's your body and the electrical impulses that are aware of your surroundings, your eyes.
Rachel has a question. Rachel has a question.
What does Jimmy think dreams are?
What do you think dreams are, Jimmy? She wants to know.
So now that's another question. That's another thing. Now, if you look at the history, when Christ died and shed his blood for us, okay, that was very significant. The blood, okay. When Cain slayed Abel, God's voice appeared to Cain, right? And he said, where's your brother? because he just smashed his brother's head because his father wanted to bless the one son, not the other son. So he got jealous and he killed his brother with a rock. So God, all of a sudden, Cain was in the field, whatever, and God said, "Where's your brother?" Now God knew where his brother was, but he says, "I don't know where he is. I'm not my brother's keeper." And then God said, and you can read this in the scriptures, he said, "I hear your brother's blood crying from the ground." So the bloodshed from Abel was in the ground and it was crying to God, the blood. Okay. So your question is the dreams. I believe it's related to our blood in our system, because your father, your mother, your grandparents, their mother, father, so you have in your blood, you have many, many generations of family, you know what I'm saying? In your blood, living kind of in you. Okay, so your blood is related to many past lives. So dreams you have can be because of the blood that runs through your body and your brain. And when you're sleeping, and all your outside thoughts and your physical, everything that's going around us physically, when you shut down and you sleep at night, it's all comes down to just your brain and you, and that's it. No more outside influence. And sometimes the blood that's running through your brain and your heart and your body could pick up stuff from the past, and you could dream about your mother, you could dream about your father, you could dream about something. You might have a deja vu. That's another thing.
And that's probably because you haven't been there before, but they might have been there before.
That's exactly right. Now people say, "Oh, I had a deja vu." Yeah, you might have had a deja vu because your mother, your father, your grandfather might have done something similar to that, and you had the deja vu. Said, "Holy shit, I've done this before." You probably haven't. Your grandfather or your grandfather's father has done it because of the blood. Just like when Christ was chosen, okay, it was all because of the bloodline,
and it's
right?
probably
So
like those ones who really go there. Remember, like the ones that really go there and go,
huh?
You remember, like the ones that really go there and they say, "I've been here before," and they can actually describe something because they can really get into it. Because maybe one of their past relatives from 100 years ago lived there. That's why these ones today can go, "I can describe the street."
So you think it's like the flatworm cellular memory theory?
The flatworm cellular memory theory, Rachel is saying.
Right. Exactly. So Rachel, I think the blood, is very, very important. Okay, and the elites know that too.
That's why they drink it.
Well, they try to. Yeah, they do. They do the adrenaline gland, the pineal gland, the adrenal gland, the pineal gland. That's another story. I mean, the Pope has the pineal gland on the top of his stick. The Egyptians knew about the pineal gland. I mean, the pineal gland goes back.
Oh my God!
Very far.
Get your mind out the gutter, Tyler.
No, it's like From Beyond. You're just describing the movie From Beyond now with the fucking pineal glands coming out of their
Well, you do have a pineal gland, okay? So they know how to cauterize that pineal gland. They basically give us aluminum in our food. I use Sure Underarm that has aluminum chlorhydrate. All these metals that actually cauterize the pineal gland, harden it so you can have no spiritual connection. It goes on and on and on. The Aztecs knew about it. It goes back way back, Tyler. It's ancient knowledge, okay? So even the Egyptians have it on the hieroglyphics on their walls, the pineal gland, So anyway, as what Rachel was saying is, yes, the blood has a lot to do with us and our lives. I mean, you think about it, man. Really, what the hell is blood, right? Here we are as human beings, right? We're living, we're breathing. Your heart beats on its own, and we have this blood that's the life. The blood is the life. Okay, that's why when Jesus got crucified.
That's probably why too. A lot of times you have a blood transfusion. You got to get the right blood. Sometimes you can't.
Absolutely, right. So why doesn't?
But you notice too, some people have had blood transfusions, but I know they've made movies about it. But there have actually been people who have had heart transplants, eyes done, and stuff like that, and they actually say they have different dreams, and sometimes almost dream about that person's life, who body part they got, whether it be their kidneys, their lungs, their heart. They have these weird dreams now from that person.
Lee, it's very possible. Listen, I saw a video one time where they cut a piece of they cut a piece of it off, and they they shipped the piece to another state, and
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, the pieces of the heart from different states started, they were doing like separate beat, and then all of a sudden they started doing the same beat from different states, because your heart is electrical, man. All right, and it has your heart is alive. You know what I'm saying? So it's synced with the other part. Like, so we have no idea really. We're divine beings, man. I mean, when you go in scriptures, man, God says that He created us in His image. We're like divine beings, but we're so, indoctrinated and beaten down and taught all this crap and lied to, that we become small, and we don't think big of ourselves anymore. We're God's creatures, man. We're supposed to be like divine creatures ourselves, man. We could reach out. We could cause things with our own mind.
But if we were like that,
that,
if we were like that, governments would have no control over people. If we were like that,
absolutely not, man. I mean, I believe that we can make things happen with our mind. Our thoughts.
And look at all the people that were free thinkers like that, the Nikola Teslas or anyone. You normally get bumped off, you die mysteriously, and they take all your records and notes.
Absolutely.
Boeing whistleblowers.
Look at another Boeing whistleblower just died. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
No.
Yep, another guy to come out against Boeing.
He died from like MRSA. He died from a staff.
What happened to him? What was he saying?
He was just saying how they're cutting corners. He was like another whistleblower on the whole Boeing thing, and he just turned up dead.
Exactly, because that's what they do. Just like the rock stars and actors, when they finally speak out, like Prince, he spoke out at a concert one time, and then he got on a plane. He was flying to another state to do another concert, and he got sick, very, very ill on the plane, and they had to do an emergency landing, and then the guy died in the hospital. And they said that he was,
He was speaking out against all the stuff in thing, wasn't he? Prince and all them.
He was speaking out at a concert. So when they got him on a plane, they probably got a phone call
about what Rachel said, about what he was hinting at, the whole, wasn't it about the governments and stuff and the shit they did with children or pedophilia?
Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was speaking out. So what they did was, when they got him on a plane, his handlers got a phone call and said, you got to poison this guy right now. And they did. They killed him. The guy was a health nut. He was a yoga freak. He was into diets. He didn't, he was a health nut, Prince, man. And they said he died of a drug overdose. Come on, man. They did the same thing to Michael Jackson. He spoke out at a concert too. All right. And what they do to him, man? The Dr. Shavaki there gave him a shot, fucking put the guy into
look at anyone that tries to do good. Kennedy, the one bullet theory. Come on, there's been so many.
They got rid of him too. Listen,
even the whole Watergate thing with Nixon was to go against Nixon, because Nixon wanted to bring a few people down.
He did. So listen. The bottom line is, and I'm kind of speaking out too. I mean, I'll probably get killed, but I don't even give a fuck. But the bottom line is, we don't know where we live, who we are. They keep who we are hidden. We're special creatures. I mean, look at our bodies, man. I mean, our bodies heal themselves. We see with light protons through the eye. We don't even actually see an image.
They do heal themselves, Jimmy. But you know what? They heal themselves. But now, as we know, the government gets involved with the food, with medications. They're taking our body's healing abilities away.
Absolutely, 100%.
Vaccine.
I mean, listen, the food
to the conspiracy.
Listen,
yes.
You can call it whatever you want. Conspiracy was made up by the FBI. So the bottom line is, all the foods that we eat today, the breads, the sodas, the whatever the food, is made to make us ill in the future, right? We get bad hearts, we get the high blood pressure, we lose our eyesight, our fucking teeth fall out. This is all due to foods.
Did you know Putin will put you in jail and stuff if you chemically engineer food and that over there? He's against all that.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, a lot of countries are against lab-grown meat now. I think, matter of fact, Governor DeSantis just outlawed lab-grown meat in Florida. And they did it in Italy, too, because some countries are against it, man. Because, listen, I have friends that say, well, you know what, man, that's all bullshit. We live longer today, man. We live into our 80. I said, yeah, you know how we live? A fucking medication. That's how we live longer, okay? Take away the medication. All these people that are in their fucking 70s and 80s, take away their fucking meds and see how long they fucking live after you take away their meds. Like, that's how people are living longer. The pharmaceutical companies got them wrapped up. They own them. Because basically that's what it's all about. I'm sorry to say it, but you know what? When you start getting into your 60s, like my age, you know, thank God I'm not on any medication, but people of my age are already on a ton of shit. You know what I mean? So because of all the fucking crap foods we ate all our lives, you know what I mean? It's just, you know.
Just look at your TV. When I come to America, nearly every commercial, every second commercial is for medications.
It's drugs, all drugs. Anything you watch.
Pfizer, DuPont, all these people.
All of them, man. All of them. You know, it's disgusting. You know what I mean? But you know what? But you know, what do I know? I'm just some fucking asshole. Up
what do you think of that, Tyler? We went from religion to joy to conspiracies. This show has it all. We're here to open people's eyes. Praise the Lord.
You know what, man? It's not even it's not even conspiracy league. You know what it is? I hate when people say, like, if I talk about something, you know, I tell my friends
they say that to make people sound crazy when you really do look at some of these people that have come out, whether it be UFOs, whatever. These are intelligent people, scientists. These are top fighter pilots. These aren't just some crackpot living in the mountain drinking Kool-Aid. These are actually people who are world renowned for being at the top of their field. Then they go, oh, he's lost it. He's gone a bit crazy. He's like, you know.
May I say?
Yes.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of the leading astrophysicists and physiologists. And he says that there's a 50-50 chance we're living in a simulation.
Yes, Neil deGrasse does say that we're living in a simulation.
Elon Musk says it's a 1-in-1.
Everything that's been said, that's the only thing I think I can kind of agree with.
What's that?
Is the simulation theory. I would put some money behind those odds.
Even Elon Musk.
You know, let me ask you something, Tyler. Let me ask. So, you know.
I guess you can't ask me nothing.
The government got to him, Tyler. The government got to Jimmy.
You're not asking me anything, Jimmy.
The government got to him. He's been taken down. A drone strike just hit Jimmy.
Laser drone strike right through the window. Nobody heard it. Nobody saw it.
God. He was just about to tell us who killed Kennedy.
He was about to ask me some groundbreaking, you know.
My God.
A question.
And you were. It's a good thing you didn't. You just got hit by a drone strike, Jimmy.
He got hit again.
Oh my God.
The drone strike keeps coming in. Oh God, I got drone strike too. Fucking hell.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Hello.
I'm sorry. I got a weird phone call. Anyway,
the government.
So yeah, they probably did. They interrupted me because listen, they might come for me in the middle of the night. You know, after sharing all this information, you know, Tyler's gonna.
Before we go, before we leave, what's Tyler's question?
Oh, I want. Wait a minute, we're leaving. I want to say something to Tyler because he said that everything we talked about. I love Tyler. Don't get me wrong. So everything we talked.
Oh man, look at him! Look at him get pissed.
This is being cut out. See, we're being censored, Tyler.
Oh well, Baxter. You're gonna.
Have you seen Baxter, Tyler's dog?
No.
Show Rachel Baxter. She hasn't seen Baxter.
Oh.
Look at Baxter. He's a cutie. Look at that.
My goodness.
Look at Baxter. Oh, look at him.
Is that your aunt and uncle from Australia?
Baxter, what are you doing?
Hey,
look at that.
What is that? A Scottish?
Is that a Scottish? Is it?
A schnauzer.
Schnauzer. Hey.
Schnauzer.
I'm sorry, I missed.
Tyler.
Hello, Jimmy.
Before I get fucking interrupted again, I want to ask you something. So, you know, the simulation, you believe that? But
yeah, of all the stuff that has been spoken of for like the last 45 minutes, that's the one thing I could like start to nod my head and be like, yeah, I could listen. No, I could get behind that.
Listen, Tyler, we're not trying to convert you or make you a conspiracy nut, you know, but
no, I'm not. I don't think you are either.
Listen, I'm the type of guy. I've always cut out my own you know, my own life path. That's just me. I never wanted, you know, when I was a kid, and I used to go visit my father in the cemetery when I was a kid, and I saw footsteps in the middle of the winter, and it snowed, and nobody goes to the cemetery in the snow, and once in a while I would see footprints. I was the type of guy that wouldn't step in the same footprints because I didn't want to follow some other motherfucker.
Oh,
that's
wow.
just me. That's just my. That's me. Like if I see footprints in the rain,
I thought you were going to say like you saw your dad walking alongside you, like his.
No, I'm just, you know, I'm one of these guys that I don't like following fucking crowds, man. It's just me. Okay. You
beat off your own drum.
Look, even my weightlifting career. Okay. I really didn't, and I respect bodybuilding because Lee was the best bodybuilder in the world as far as I'm concerned. But I love lifting weights. So bodybuilding was the actual bodybuilding, the competition part. I never had interest in, but the bodybuilding part of it, building the body, I definitely had interest in that. And for me, the weightlifting, the heavy weights, that kind of thing was, and then when the Iron Bull happened, and I kind of cut through the middle of powerlifting and bodybuilding. I cut up so the question is, so you believe in, so I'm trying to say is like, I don't follow everything I hear. This is what I'm trying to say. So because science and Neil deGrasse Tyson and all the current scientific community says all this shit, it doesn't mean I gotta fucking believe it. Doesn't mean I gotta follow. Right. You understand? No, so you're saying simulation. You believe in that. So my question to you is, okay, that's also a very big statement that you're making. Simulation.
Well,
okay?
Jimmy,
how does simulation happen on the Earth, this planet, this ball that's spinning around in the middle of fucking nowhere by chance, okay? And we now living in a simulation on some rock that's flying around the fucking cosmos.
Isla has homework to do.
And we're living in a fucking simulation. How the fuck?
I'm gonna get lost in my research.
How do we live in a simulation on a fucking random rock flying around in fucking space in the middle of fucking nowhere? That's
a big question to you. Yeah. Rachel could have an answer to this.
Why is it less crazy if it's flat? I don't get it.
Why some of us believe something, whether it's God or simulation theory or that our governments actually want to protect us. And it's not about what you believe, people to see what you believe, but just questioning it is good enough. And if you can find something that relates to you and you can hold on to, at least we're having the conversation. Isn't that the point?
Yes.
We can all take a little bit of it and put it in our pockets.
Yes. A little bit here, a little bit there. It goes back to Jimmy and the buffet. Why have one meal when you can have little pieces?
In a nutshell, what Rachel's saying is that it's good that we have these conversations with each other. Whether you believe it or not, we're sharing our...
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Question.
Yeah, whether you agree or not, it doesn't matter. Just ask the question. Always
exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell Tyler. I'm not saying anything bad about Tyler. I'm not saying that he don't believe in the flat earth or anything. I'm saying that he believes in simulation.
God, I don't know if
he doesn't know where he is at the moment.
You're mad at me about that? Oh no. Damn.
Jimmy. Oh, we've lost him.
Yeah. The government's not gonna allow it.
Oh well. We'll come on when he comes back on. We can wrap. It's been 2 hours 18. We've covered
so
you know
much
what? Today.
We've really covered the whole gamut. God knows. Lucifer knows.
Yes, yes. Next week when we come on, we shall discuss the Shroud of Turin.
What was that?
What's the Vatican?
What's under the Vatican and the Shroud of Turin? We shall discuss next week.
And we shall discuss more confessions. Submit your stories and sins.
Yes, there it is. There it is on the bottom there. There it is on the bottom.
Side note, that lady that wrote in her confession, I hope it works out for her.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I want to hear, I want to hear the follow-up on that. She's got
please hear the follow-up.
Yes. Whether she offs herself the other woman or not, please let us know.
Doubt it.
I don't know if they end up together and happily ever after.
Suspense.
Oh yeah, it's really likely. Don't you think it's super likely?
I don't know.
And the thing is too, it's hard because he's going on, the sex was great. Yeah, in the beginning you're going to have that crazy sex because it's taboo if you got another woman there, I guess. So it's like he's in this thing, but it'll die off. So don't go all gung-ho thinking the sex is great because you're giving it more, when if you gave that same effort to the girl you already got at home, you wouldn't be looking for this other fucking girl.
It's like everyone says that when you're in that little cheating phase, it's like it's extra sexy because it's wrong. And as soon as you're like, I did it, I broke up with them, now we can be together forever. It's like it is never.
Well, the grass is greener. Well, if you water your grass at home, it wouldn't be fucking dead, you dumb fuck.
That's a great way to put. That's the best thing you said all night, Minister Priest.
Oh, fuck you.
It's the most wholesome.
Sorry, guys. My battery died.
Oh,
so
something.
Anyway, make a long story
in
short.
closing, give us a closing message.
Yeah, wrap it all up for us, Father Bull.
Okay, so
give us the message of today. Give us the whole incumbent message.
I'm gonna give the message. So the message.
Give us a real jelly bean to put in our pocket so we can chew on it later.
Yeah. So deep.
The message is, Tyler, I love you no matter what.
Jelly bean.
You could believe what you want to believe. You could ask questions. I want you to ask questions because I want to share my thoughts with you. It's good.
Right.
It's good for growth, whether you believe it or not. It's in there. Lee, I love you to death. Rachel, I love you to death.
Oh.
And I want to tell the fans, I want to tell.
He can't tell. Oh no.
Hello. Hello, Jimmy.
Jimmy. You still there? Oh, fuck.
He wants to tell the fans.
He loves them to death.
He loves
I think he loves them to death.
He thanks you for tuning in and listening to us. He hopes that you get something out of this, whether it be knowledgeable or we've helped you in some way, or even if we've just put a smile on your face and made you laugh. If we made you laugh and brought joy, is what Jimmy's saying. If you've learned something from us, great. If you've learned a question, that's great. But if we've just made you have a few moments where you can escape reality and just have a laugh.
Hold on a minute, man. Listen, Satan keeps calling me. I keep getting bumped off the show because he doesn't want me to speak the truth and share my knowledge with people. Okay, so the closing statement is. The closing statement is, I'm telling you right now, just live life with an open mind. Okay.
Okay.
Don't laugh at everything. If your friend has something to say, or your cousin or something, and don't mock them, don't make fun of them. Listen to them, absorb it. The main thing is pray to God that He opens up your mind, and that you don't stay closed-minded, because that's what they want. They want you to stay. They don't want the thinking person, the person that thinks outside the box. They don't want that. They want the sheep. You understand? So stay open-minded.
Exactly. Yes. Opening your mind is like a marriage.
Keep
you gotta have an open mind.
Keep writing the confessions in. Tyler's gonna do the little thing underneath the screen.
There's nothing good about a closed mind. It's like a marriage. You got to keep your mind open. In a marriage, you got to keep your legs open. Closed legs do not lead to happy marriage.
If you live with a closed mind, you're living in the dark. So there's the link underneath the screen.
And let me just leave you with this message before we go. Ready? This is going to be deep. I want you to ponder it for next week. What if, now just what if, the hokey pokey is really what it's all about?
Oh, wow. That's fucked up. That's the most fucked up question you've ever made me ask.
Do you put your left foot in and shake it all about? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, the hokey pokey. Oh, the hokey pokey.
I have to agree.
And that's what it's all about. Hey.
Tyler, let me ask you, Tyler. Did you enjoy the show, Tyler, with us tonight?
Especially after the little hokey pokey thing? How could I not have had a good time?
Tyler went from joy, happiness, to leaving the room, to just going numb, to now doing the hokey
pokey. I've met Tyler personally. Me and Tyler, we worked Tyler. We met personally, and we got along, and we did a commercial together. We filmed together. Remember?
I wish we could do more.
There's Alabama. Oh, Alabama. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. I might
just see if I can make it out there just for the ridiculous.
Listen, Tyler. I love you to death, man. So I don't want you to get offended by anything I say.
I'm not offended. No, if I grow quiet, I grow quiet.
Tyler, just listen to Jimmy speak, please.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm just sharing my. Listen, I'm not trying to and this goes for the fans too, and Lee and Rachel. I'm not trying to, push my beliefs on anybody. I'm just sharing my thoughts, man. And whether you believe him or you don't believe him, or you say, wait a minute, maybe he's got something there. That's up to you. The fire's getting louder and louder, Tyler.
No, it's the same volume. I think the wine's got to you.
It's like the fire's getting higher and louder.
How many bottles you had, Jimmy? A bottle and a half? Or what?
Yeah. Because you got a lot of jelly beans.
We don't think of it as wine, Tyler. It is
before I get another
the blood
call
of
from
Christ.
Satan, I just want to say I love everybody on the show. I love all the fans. Keep writing your confessions because that's going to keep us alive. Writing the confessions. And I know we had
more,
right,
confess.
Tyler? But we had more, but we can't get to them now. It's too long, right?
We had one or two more, but you know what? You got to confess. You got to confess.
We'll save that for next week.
We got to make them good. We need them good and entertaining.
And the bottom line is,
our female viewer who left that last bomb, so that was a great one.
These confessions, man, you might have been harboring them for years and told nobody. So, telling us, anonymously, might make you feel good that you let it out in the open.
Or if someone else has confessed something crazy to you, you can pass on that confession.
That might make you feel good. It might make you feel sad. It might make you want to off yourself. We don't judge. Just do what you got to do. All in all, be you. The moral of the lesson is be you. Don't be fake. Be yourself, and don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Okay?
And don't follow the crowd.
That's what it's all about.
Don't follow your dreams.
Yes, that would have been good news. That would have been good news thousands of years ago when those fuckers followed Moses for 40 years, Jimmy. That would have been a good message back then when they followed that dickhead around the desert for 40 years. So don't be like the Israelites. Don't be like those assholes following Moses around for 40 years. Go your own way and spread out. Be yourself.
Okay. On that note,
put your left foot in, put your left foot out.
I guess we're going to wrap it up, right?
Yeah, we're done. Good night. Stay toasty.
Tonight. I love everybody. Rachel, good night, honey. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Good night.